Amit sir, we have mailed the Google Sheet yesterday to all the participants. Please check. Okay, so let us start, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the day 2 of this 10 days capacity building program organized by St. Francis Institute of Management and Research. It's my proud and privilege to introduce to you all to our day 2 resource person, who is none other than Ms. Shruti Nigam. Ms. Shruti Nigam is an experienced consultant and corporate trainer specializing in business analytics with over 10 years of experience working with 50 plus companies. She holds a PG certification in business analytics from XLRI and a PGP in data science from Great Learning in collaboration with Texas MCOMS University. Previously, she worked as an advisor at IIFL after earning her Chartered Wealth Manager and a MBA in Finance. She has conducted training for major organizations such as L&T, Axis Bank, Hindustan Unilever, Tata Chemicals, and Volkswagen Finance. Her expertise includes MS Office, Power BI, Tableau, Python, R, SQL, data visualization, and machine learning. Known for her energetic and result oriented training sessions, she is committed to continuous learning and professional growth. On behalf of St. Francis Institute of Management and Research, we welcome you, ma'am, and we request you to begin your today's session on Introduction to Prompting Techniques, exploring foundational and advanced strategies for crafting effective prompts to create task specific AI assistants. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Natika ma'am.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Thank you for the detailed introduction. So
Ma'am,
welcome everyone.
your voice is coming slightly low.
Okay, how about now? Am I audible right
Better,
now?
but still it is slightly low.
Okay, I've changed my microphone. How about now? Is it better than before?
Yeah, better, better.
Okay, so let's have a quick check if I'm properly audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes? All right, great. Thank you. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm glad to see you all here. As I have been here before, so we know that we have all the university professors here. So I welcome everyone. And thank you for inviting me, St. Francis Institute, or everyone, especially Natika ma'am, and everyone within the department. Thank you very much. Let's begin with our topic here. I'm sure most of you have already been using the AI tools so far. So let's have a quick discussion on what Gen AI is and how it is going to impact things. And then we'll move on and also understand how the prompting works and how do we create a better prompt here. So first, let's have a quick discussion on Gen AI. What is it? How does it work? And then we move on to prompting, because once we understand how it works, it will be better for us to understand how the prompting should work. I'm going to share my screen right now. Do let me know if you can see the screen. Hello, professors. Glad to see you all here. Okay, so Nadika ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's keep this interactive. I hope you all can interact on the messages here, or if you have the access to unmute, you can. No worries on that. If you don't have the access to unmute, no, don't worry. You can directly go ahead and write in chat. Since we are here online, hello, Dr. Sudhakar, Dr. Rasek, Dr. Ramaji Goel. Glad to see you all here. Please be interactive in the chat box. All right, so let's begin here. I have few questions with all of you. and all the co-host and the host here. Okay, please do also you also go ahead and please interact. So before coming up for this session today, okay, let's say in the past 1 week or 2 days, have you used AI tools in your daily life?
Yes, ma'am. We do use.
Yes. So if you have used the AI tools, just go back a little bit and see why have you used it? For what purpose have you used it? And just think about it yourself. If you want, you can share it on the chat box too. I'm waiting for the responses here on the chat box. Have you used AI? If yes, for what purpose have you used it?
Our academic purpose only, ma'am, to know the concepts deep or any latest examples is AI can give. Okay, so we searched for that. I searched for that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. For the kids' assignment, very good. To make our lives easy, all right. In what terms? Be specific. Academics. Okay. Yes. So, for example, Dr. Swati has written for kids' assignment, for making a presentation. Yes, wonderful.
To explore more in the research and recent trends.
Yes, yes, wonderful. Interpreting the data. All right. Very good, Shabina. Thank you, ma'am. For making lectures interactive. Yes, finding what kind of activities you can do during that. Yes, wonderful. Very good. Infographic presentations. Yes, that's great. For notes making, presentations, and research. Okay, very good, Hemant. Thank you. Finding case studies, finding bugs in the code. Yes. Image generation, you have used it for. Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. So, being in academics, we all have started using AI. Now, the major disruption here comes in 2023, last year, after COVID. It has sped up the process of generalization or availability of this model to the general public. So, what exactly is Gen AI? So, when say we say Gen AI, it is generative AI. AI stands here for artificial intelligence. So, when we say generative, what is meant by generative here? Let's break it down one by one. So, when we say generative means we are creating a new content by synthesizing existing data. What is AI here? AI here is a computer program which is designed to perform any task that we usually executed by humans. Usually the tasks which are repetitive, usually the tasks which require some kind of creative thinking. So when we combine both of that, it becomes generative AI. So that's generative here. And pay attention, it says existing data. So it is creating a new content by synthesizing existing data. Now, what synthesizing here means? Synthesizing here is done by the computer programs and the models that create it. So at the back of when we say of generative AI here, it is all models that we see, all the research that we see. So as we all are from the academics here, we understand that we most of you are doctors, you have done your PhDs. So when we talk about that, currently, if we talk about if in the research to create videos, to create images, every kind of Gen AI applications are out there. And there are hundreds of applications out there. You want to go ahead and generate the text, you want to go ahead and create some 3D, you have to go ahead and make sure that everything works in the coding background, whether you need to develop an application, everything is out there. And if we move more into it, not only this particular differentiation, if we move more into it, you will find more examples of AI applications currently in the world out there. So right now we have experimental AIs. Okay, we have some innovative AIs that work in the creative market. Then we have iterative AIs, which will help us to enhance whatever work we are doing, or just to have a quick answer to what work we are doing. And then we have exponential AIs. When we say exponential AIs, they will help us to grow. They will help us with the new ideas. Now, when we talk about that, currently we can go ahead and upload images, we can upload Excel files, and it is in the conversational mode right now. It is not just a Google search that you write some keywords and it will answer with that. Now, all these AI applications that are running and it is available to public, nothing of that we see is new. We can generate whatever we want. We can generate an audio, a computer, avatars going ahead and saying our transcript. Even that transcript creative writing is done by AI. So all of that generated content, it is not at all new. It is not a new concept. We think that is something very new that we're looking at, but it is not. Let me give you some examples. Let's take the first example here. How many of you have used Google Translate? How many of you have used Google Translate?
Quite
Yes,
often,
ma'am, I do
it's
use.
regular.
And do you remember anyone? Okay, see, it was launched back in 2006. It was launched back in 2006. By that time, we have been using this Google Translation. I'm talking about normal general public. And of course, in here, we had the mobile internet coming up after 2010. And after 2010, we got introduced more to the internet. And general public got to know about Translate and similar applications at that time. And Siri, the voice activated assistant, is not very far. We had Siri in 2011. After Siri, we had Alexa, we have got Bard, we have got Gemini. We have this voice assisted capability is still too. To Siri, you can Siri, Alexa, you can say set an alarm to this and this particular one. Set a timer after 15 minutes. Go ahead and play the songs that are there. Go ahead and search for the nearest near restaurants. All was AI. That was a part of AI. So AI is nothing new. We have used AI for a very long time. If you'll see more examples of AI in our daily interaction, okay, have you ever seen and went on a search? You write in Google searches or a search here, and it automatically gives you in the gray background that it will try to complete your sentence. Have you ever noticed that? You are writing something, it will complete the sentence. Nowadays, when you're even writing an email, it tries to complete your sentence. It will also give you that what should be the next sentence in the particular sequence.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, all that application, it tries to predict. And this prediction has been going for a lot many years. In 2023, market got disrupted because OpenAI came in and said that this particular chat GPT-4 that we are introducing right now, it can go ahead and crack the exams. It can pass the exams better than the students can. And whether it is medical field or legal field or simple general examinations, okay, they said that it can do better. And and it was already there. Okay, when the GPT-3 came, when the GPT-2 came, it was all was there. It can write poems for you. It can write haikus for you. It can go ahead and write a whole essay. And when we discovered as an educator that it can actually write the essays, it can actually go ahead and write the codes for it, suddenly the assignments doesn't make any sense because the students also have the access to that. So when it comes to everyday integrations here, we have to be
certification. Dr. Swapna, she will come and say, ma'am, for enactors, let's do this project. Or Dr. Shenmagavalli. She just came and told me, will you write a paper? I'm like, which paper? I am talking about AC in the rooms and she's talking to me about PhD. That's the variation of education platform today. You do everything. You cannot be the master of
Hello, Vidya ma'am, can you mute yourself?
aspect
Hello, Vidya ma'am, please
afloat
mute
in the
yourself.
sea of the world is learning capabilities. So if he's standing here for next 1 hour and talking to all of you, 1.5 hours, please remember, it's not about disseminating knowledge. It's about sharing lot of those pathways which we crossed over a period of time.
She cannot hear us.
Nitika ma'am can
So much to learn from you,
them.
sir. It's
Technically,
an
all the
honor if
candidates.
you are here today, and we thank you so much for being.
All right, great. Thank you. So here are the everyday integrations that we have seen. Now, as we know, nothing was new, but it does broke the internet. Now, why am I saying here that it broke the internet? The reason here was we had Google search, right? We have got browsers. In that Google search, when we went ahead and searched for something, okay, for example, we went ahead and we searched that, okay, I'm looking for a certain restaurant near me, or maybe I went ahead and asked that I want to do a literature review, so please get me the papers. And then we will download the papers, or we have the access to the papers. We'll go ahead and read those papers and figure out our own summaries. That's how we were going forward. So when we do a Google search, we had several answers. The moment you do a Google search, you have hundreds of links in front of you. It means that you can go ahead and you can choose your own truth. We had the option, right? We can see that particular blog, we can see that particular web page, we can verify it from a person or a guide or a mentor, or we can go ahead and search for that particular book or the page or the research paper or yellow pages. We can go ahead and see that whether it is verifiable, is it authenticated or not. We can do that by ourselves because we had the choice, people had the choice to find out their own version, to find out their own truth out of that available choices. Now, why I say it broke internet, reason is now when you go to GPT, right, and you ask for that, okay, I want to do a literature review, and this is the topic that I want. Can you give me a certain summary of available research paper? If you go ahead and actually write that, it will give you just one single answer. And that single answer is also based on what you're typing inside that particular message. Now, that is just one answer. That one answer, that's your truth. And if we talk about beginners, the students that we are here right now, or the person who are looking at the AI for the first time, they're using it for the first time, they, and especially the undergrads and the postgraduate students too, they have no prior knowledge properly of that particular paper. They have not read the whole paper entirely, or they have not went through that whole topic or understanding yet. For them, that is the only truth they have. They have that is disrupting them, disrupting their thought process, disrupting the learning process they should be on, and it is also inhibiting the thought provoking challenges that we have when we have to actually read, understand, and compare certain things or by ourselves. Now they have one click answers. So that is somewhere we need to go ahead and practice that how we can use AI efficiently, effectively, with enhancing our lives. So it should not be disruptive. It should enable us to do any mundane tasks, repetitive tasks that are out there. So this has to be taught. It has to be used with precaution. So that's why I say that it now, how does it actually work at the core? The core technology at the back here is large language model. And what is this large language model? Large language model at the back end is all neural networks. So when we talked about text generation, right? So when we talked about that text generation, that the speech, whatever we are writing, that for example, I want to. So now when I say I want to in the Google search, we will have certain options. Those certain options, how they were getting it before, then when there was no large language models, they were working on the vectors. They were assigning the numbers to those particular text and individual letter, then figuring out the probability, and then we were figuring out that okay, whether what is the sentiment of this particular, what is the probability, whether it is a good comment or a bad comment. So that was your technology at the back. But now they have neural networks. Neural networks, they figure out the most likely response. So for example, in the input here, I'm going ahead, I'm not going into the statistics and mathematics of it. I'm just talking about how it is working. So for example, here I will give it certain parameters. All right. So for example, cat set on A. Now where the cat will sit. So it will ahead and find, it will go back to the data it has that usually when words are used in such succession, okay, what was the next word? So what is the most likely answer, or what is the most likely word that will come after these 3-4 successive words in the data that is already shared with the AI? It will go back there and it will find out the words, it will provide the weight to each word, and it will go ahead and again do the same thing. And it will keep on doing that until it finds one most likely answer. So what AI is doing is it is giving us the most likely answer that can be. It is not giving us the most correct answer. That correctness of that particular answer is based on what kind of data we feed into AI. So while writing the prompts, we have to be very, very careful that we are writing the prompts in a way that ask AI to follow whatever data is available. Follow that data. And out of that data, it should give us the precisely what we are looking for. Otherwise, it will go in a very generalized manner and find out the most likely answer, not exactly what the human needs, but what exactly the data predicts, or what exactly the data is doing, which has been fed in. So in most of the time, it is simply now if there why when these NLPs, okay, these NLPs are just together, a lot of NLPs one by one are there. Okay, it becomes a large language model. It scales as much as data we feed it. So that becomes a large language model. And usually, whenever we are asking for anything, okay, it will give us the most probabilistic answer. The whole large language model or whatever you see in the output, it's all probability of occurrence in the data. So if you're looking, if you're doing a research, now that research has not been done before, that's why you're doing a research on a new topic. In that case, AI will not help you because it is going to give you the most likely answer to appear in the researches already done or the data that it has already read so far. So for a new research, AI is actually not going to help us. Yes, it can help us to figure out what has happened so far. Right. So for example, if we want to go ahead and figure out, so it needs a large text corpus, a large text corpus. The more you go into an individual field, the more we go into the niche domains, it needs a specific large text to be updated inside the data. It means that your model will keep on increasing in size and scale. It means it will keep scaling up. If it keeps scaling up, okay, it means it needs fine tuning. Otherwise, whatever data we are feeding it, it is coming from everywhere. The whole internet data, your emails, everything is going into that. Your images, videos, podcast. It means that it's kind of a generic data right now. So when we talk about GPT especially, it is the pre-training of the model, right? But however, if we want to go ahead and search for, let's say, some legal advices, we want to go ahead and upload our medical history and find out that what is happening right now or what is the correct diagnosis. If we want to go ahead and search for these things, now your data needs fine tuning for that particular purpose. So why are this is the reason we are seeing a lot of AI applications. Reason is each AI application has been fine tuned to do one single task. So there is one new AI application, okay, Khan Migos. It works for the school and the high school setup. But it is specialized only for the academic purposes, creating new assignments, acting as a virtual teaching assistant for the professors and the teachers. So they have fine-tuned that data to academia. Similarly, for medicals, the fine-tuning model will go. And this fine-tuning model is very, very necessary for specialized tasks. Sarita, I was talking about that how there is a new application called Khan Migos. So it's the name of the application. So Khan Academy has launched this application right now in the last few months, and it is specifically fine-tuned only for the academics here, only for the academia. So it will act as a virtual teaching assistant for all the teachers and the students also to make sure all the repetitive tasks, concepts are clear. It will come up with new analogies and new images to just explain to individual student as per their own understanding. So likewise, we have fine-tuned models right now. So when we talk about this, it looks very good, okay, that it can do one specialized task. However, right now we have a range of large language models because of that. So we have some pre-trained models. So you have your GPT, GPT-4, and GPT-4 has multiple versions, right? If we talk about multimodal, we have Clip and Dali. We have fine-tuned model. Okay, so within fine-tuned models also, we have several classifications. So these are the very basic macro classification or the LLMs that we have here. Thank you very much, Hemant. All right. So right now, how all of this is actually performing? It all performs on a data architecture or a network architecture called as transformers. Yes, it is big. It scales up too big. And the more data we feed in, okay, the more networks it will create, the more data it wants to process within it, it will keep on increasing. So right now, when we talk about that the large language models here, okay, there are enhancements that are going to come. But everything is based on just one architecture that is large language model. And currently, I don't see anywhere, no one working on another data architecture to process these models. We have this architecture transformers, embedded models, and everyone is currently working on that only to for the evolution, for the enhancement or development of the upcoming AI models. Because right now where we are moving towards that it should understand the sentiment properly. It should understand and generate exactly the human-like text. Even in the GPT, you will find the applications where the human generation of the text is required, that it has been written somewhere by a human. So these enhanced capabilities, everything is coming by some one single architecture, that is the large language models and the transformers. So while doing that, what happens? We fine tune it, okay? But everything cost. Because when you're fine tuning it, it involves human preferences. It involves humans to fine tune that model. So the more you will write and talk to your own logged in AI, the more it will be answering to you or responding to you exactly as per your requirement. But that fine tuning is involving humans. So when I'm saying that fine tuning process or training process will go, how it will go there? Actually, we have to make sure that the humans are there and they're interacting and saying yes and no. They're actually talking to AI, feeding the data as per their own thought process, and then develop the whole pipeline. And this will add the layer of complexity. This will go ahead and add the cost also to the AI development, not only for the architecture, but also for the human alignment and the human element to be integrated into that whole process. So this fine tuning seems make it more expensive to run. And there is a whole myth. After doing all that, we think that AI knows everything on the planet because the whole data is with AI. So if you think that when I read or send a WhatsApp, or if I do a Google search, if I'm sending an email or I'm talking to someone, so AI is listening everything. AI is not listening to you. Corporates are. AI works on only the data that has been fed to it before. It is not working on the real time. Whenever you ask something, okay, the data is up to some particular time period. It is not real time at all. It doesn't know everything on the planet. It doesn't know that. If you'll see right now, okay, the number of words it can process at once. So right now we had GPT-1, 2, we had BERT in between, we have 3, GPT-3 there, and currently we are working on the versions of GPT-4. So GPT-4 is processing the words that has been given in the training, okay, that is reading right now. It is still far, far less than what human written text is available right now. Of course, it is by far whatever human can read in lifetime. It is, of course, too high for that. But GPT is reading far high, but it is still not, doesn't know everything. And yes, it is up till a time period only. And the more reading it will do, the more data it will fetch, the more layer of complexities it will go. It means the data will keep on scaling higher and higher. When we say about it is keep scaling higher and higher, you can see here the number of parameters it takes over the model size. So when it is in the NLP, the more the NLPs are, the more data is, we are trying to tune it more with more of the data set. So research estimates here that GPT-4 is expected to have 100 trillion parameters. 100 trillion parameters. It means it needs scaling. And when it needs scaling to go more up the 100 trillion, okay, Just wonder that whether building these large models are as the correct approach, because it does have the impact on everything. It does have the impact on cost. It have the impact on environment too. So this is how this much big these models are, and they will keep on scaling. They will keep on scaling. So just to give you a glimpse here. Okay, let's see here. If we are simply doing the question and answer, okay, we are simply trying to understand, translate something. So it has to process, okay, up to 30 billion parameters. The more task we give, it will go for more parameters. And that's how the scaling is currently going on. This is the scaling that's currently going on. Let's see it once more. See how much we are currently, the more tasks we are giving, the more data we are giving, that much billion parameters it is currently working with. So that is why we have to be very careful right now. Okay, the scaling is an issue. And for now, okay, it has been increasing 10 times every year for past few years. And it doesn't, so it is good for us, okay, at the end here. However, it has to be fine-tuned. Otherwise, there will be a time when there are too many redundant applications that we don't need. And it will still be going ahead and, let's say, getting all these resources within it. So yes, that becomes an issue. So moving forward, okay, there is a part of reinforcement learning that can happen. So there are answers to this, that we can use some specific AIs too. We can use smaller models and very specific models. They doesn't have to be very generalized. Okay, so we can use humans here, and humans can go ahead and say that whether this is a good output or not. And we can have proper models. It can go ahead and give us better option, because it has training price too. It is pricey. So they started with GPT-1 and was around some $1,000. But now as we move forward, GPT is at $199,000 a piece. We are talking about the servers here. So for that, you don't only need a computer and you're done. Okay, we are all aware that it currently requires multiple GPU servers. It does require networking equipment. It has hosting cost. Plus, it should replicate everything. Okay, so they are currently spending more than $100 million. Can you and that too to do a task to write an essay? So do you think writing a task for $100 million, writing an essay, or writing a pedagogy with $100 million, is that why these models are here? That are available to public now. It was there before, but now it is available to public to do the mundane tasks for us. So that's it. That's the pricing that we are looking for. Okay. And yes, these are the models here are available for us. They are free, they are paid. We have got everything here. The question here is, how do we improve the quality of the response that we are getting? And how to predict that what kind of quality we are going to get. So right now, AI is only as good as the data that we are giving it. Okay, and the data that AI has a lot of bias, because historically, if you see whatever data has been gathered even through internet, it has bias. And some of the data is good, some of the data is not that very good here. And every time, whenever we're trying to understand, okay, so the basic here is the prompt. So the model output or the response from that model is based on the input that we are giving. The more challenging the prompt is, it will give us the more precise answer. And this model can generate vastly different responses just by changing few words within the prompt. And that whatever answer you get, it is all from the backend, all from the data that is already available with the AI, what it has been trained on. So before we go ahead and writing the prompt for everything that we do here, let's go ahead and see right now what we can do with AI and what we cannot do with AI. And I'm talking this as from the perspective of academics. For business, of course, there are things, but from the perspective of academics also, we'll see. So that you should have a proper idea that if you're trying to prompt something, you have to be very specific that, okay, what it can do and what AI cannot do. It means the how you are determining the quality. So where we can have quality responses, where we cannot have quality responses. So before I go ahead and start telling you this, okay, can you please tell me what do you think AI cannot do? Can do has multiple answers. What do you think AI cannot do? Yes, anyone. Think.
It has no cognitive conceptions.
Yes. Cannot think. Simulate human feelings and empathy. Yes, very good. It gives calculation errors. Correct. Even codes are erroneous. Codes are erroneous. Behavior. Yes, it doesn't understand the behavior part, of course.
No creativity.
It has no creativity of its own, but it has the creativity of the data. So if you ask it to go ahead and write a poem, it will be very creative in creating a poem or an image.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't have its own creativity.
No, it has nothing of its own. Absolutely correct.
Ma'am, it doesn't have an understanding of tone.
Yes,
What
correct.
tone to speak to. When writing also, it will use casual language everywhere, but it doesn't know in which situation it has to use what tone.
Yes, yes. It cannot judge emotions and feelings. It doesn't understand the face expression. Face is there, okay, but judging the emotions out of that, people are still working on that. That's correct. Subjectivity. Yes, yes, that's the word I'm looking for. So basically, where AI cannot work, wherever there is a context is required. Whenever there is a context or the situational understanding is required, that's where AI fails. That's where AI fails. What do you mean by no response, Dr. GM? Let's elaborate your thought there. Yes, yes, very good. Like pragmatics. Very good. Absolutely correct, everyone. So here, let's see here what AI now can do and cannot do. So when we know what it can do, we can be very precise with the prompt. So right now, okay, our data is trained on text, images, speech, a proper structured data set too. Okay, and whatever it can gather out of the audios and the whole internet. Now, what are the tasks we can do? We can go ahead and ask question and answers. Okay, we can sentiment analysis can be done. Okay, it can go ahead and see that whether this comment have more negative words or positive words. According to that, it can do the sentiment analysis. Information extraction, summarizing something. Okay, and giving you bullet points out of that, it can do that. Quality is not that good, but it can do. Okay, caption giving caption to the images, creating quotations out of some thing, or just asking it to create a small message for someone, writing an email or a response or a comment response to someone, or on a certain situation. It can also go ahead and recognize the images. We have Google Images, right? It has been launched not very far. So you can upload an image and it can see the image. It can find the certain image that is similar to that. Okay, so we have Google Lens for that. So it can recognize the object. It can recognize the image. And if you give proper step-by-step instructions, it can follow that too. Of course, there will be some errors because everything is probabilistic with AI. It's a general machine learning model. Okay, so it is all probabilistic. So it can follow the instructions too. So basically, these are the tasks that which can actually go ahead and ask AI to do. So for example, I will give you some example of the prompts here, a very, very general prompts here. So for example, we are saying that I'm writing an essay about the use of mobile phones during driving. Can you give me 3 arguments in favor? So these, when we say it like that, this is a very, very general prompt here. It will give you 3 arguments. It will go ahead and definitely give you the 3 arguments, and faster than we can come up with that argument. And these are all the real prompts. Okay. You can go ahead, you can take a screenshot of a website that you like. Okay, the homepage. You can upload that and you can write that act as a website developer and see that attached image. Give me the code for a similar web page in terms of context and field. It can go ahead, it will give you the whole HTML code for the exact objects it can find on that web page in that image. It can do that. Similarly, we can go ahead and create a whole pedagogy. All right, we can say that give your pedagogy to be followed for a 45 minutes lecture on fundamentals of SQL to an undergraduate class. Now, when I write that, it will give me the whole proper differentiation in bullet points that for the you can teach these topics under this subtopics here, and for these many minutes. For next topic, you can go around for this, and it constitutes the whole 45 minutes. So for that scheduling, for that TOC creation, for that content creation, we can use that here. However, we have to always recheck whether it is correct or not. It is not always correct. So these are the few example of the prompt. Now look at this prompt here and see here. This is very, very generalized right now. Yes, Abhilasha, absolutely. So we're getting the codes. It can write the codes. I'm not saying those are quality codes. Okay, so we have to go back and check. It will have errors. We have to go back and check, and we will have errors. So that prompt or the message that we are typing here, okay, this is what we want that tool to do. So AI is nothing but just a tool there. It is simply a tool, a computer program, okay, through which we are talking and we're trying to assess what kind of things it will do. So right now we have gone from Google Translate to Siri to Alexa, from the auto completion of the something to a lot more sophisticated, and currently it can do a lot more things for us. Yes, Deepali, we can go ahead and ask for the code explanation also. So I'm going to talk about that in next few minutes. Okay. So when we talk about that, what AI can do and cannot do here, it can go ahead and give you explanation for everything. So whatever explanation you ask, if it exists, it can give you that. What happens when something doesn't exist? Okay. So for example, there are few things that it actually cannot do. Those few things here are, okay, it cannot do the literature review for you. So let's say you are coming up with a research topic. Okay. So usually what is the what we follow when we are trying to do the literature review about our topic, a chosen topic? Okay, we'll go through books, we'll go through the research papers, you go to Google Scholar, you go to the websites where you will have the library available for all the research papers within your domain or the topic that you're looking for. You will read that, you will figure out, you will highlight what part you need, what part you have, you will reference that within your paper too. Now you will go ahead through 50 papers, 100 papers there. It will take some time. So if you want to do the literature review, it cannot do that. I have tried to do that. So when you upload a paper or you give that a link and you ask it to summarize it from the context of that particular part, it will go ahead and summarize you very quickly. It will be very quick to do that. However, it will miss the points as per your context, as per your topics. It will totally miss the points there. Okay, so right now we cannot directly use it. We cannot say that go ahead and write the review for this particular paper. It cannot do that precisely. It can summarize it for you, but it might go ahead and miss something out. Or if you will say that, okay, this is the website, this is my topic, and go ahead and find the papers, give me the links to the papers that there are. Those papers are not likely to be exactly what you were looking for. It will not be exactly that. Instead of that, it will give you something, and sometimes it will give you the papers and the references that is purely non-existent. It will make up something. Okay, so the problem with AI here is might give you hallucinogenic responses. What is meant by hallucinogenic responses here? Meaning it will hallucinate something that this book might exist, and it will give you that as references or the bibliography, and that doesn't exist. And that has happened with a lot many people. Okay, so it has some nowadays when AI has too much data, sometimes it will just make up something about that doesn't exist. Plus, of course, it cannot advise on financial plans. It cannot advise you whether you should buy a house in a certain area or what you should do about. Why? Because the context is missing. So AI doesn't understand context of any situation. It doesn't have that human expressions, that feelings that we have here. So that perspective, that human element is missing right now. So we cannot use here AI for decision making purposes, because for decision making you need a lots of parameters that belongs to your feelings, that belongs to your faiths and beliefs. So that faith and belief system is not there. So this is where it comes, where what it can do and cannot do. Once we understand it, what it cannot do, where it is not good, okay, we will be better at writing the prompt. So I'm going to reshare the screen again, okay, and I'm going back here. Okay, talking about the prompt here now. So this is the example of the Google Translate. Okay, it is an example of AI. So let's go ahead and talk about here the ChatGPT or others available to us. So one is Gemini. It was Bard before. Okay, now here, let's see right now. Let me log in again. So this is how the ChatGPT starts, right? So this is our ChatGPT here. We have both versions right now. You have free version, you have got paid version. I'm sure you all are aware about all of these things here. Okay. We can go ahead and log in, or we can simply try the free version too. Okay, so right now I'm not logging in. I'm showing you the free version here, because the free version also allows us here to talk with it and work with it. Now, ChatGPT here has lots of advanced features for free available. Let's talk about the prompt here. Okay, so why we are saying here about the prompt? Within the prompt here, we have to be, there are few things, few rules that we have to follow along here. The rules for writing a proper prompt will help us to understand that what kind of response it will generate. So we'll go step by step here. All right. So before I go ahead and write a prompt for my for just like that, can you go ahead and give me a certain example? What would you like ChatGPT to do right now? Just one single word that you might have tried, you wanted to try. One single prompt here, please.
To create a C++ code.
You wanted to create a code here for what? So let's say here we
For
will ask it.
any basic problem.
Okay, okay. So let's say the Fibonacci series, to write a Fibonacci series. Okay, okay. So let's write that. Very general. See here, okay. Do you see these here? Analyze images, summarize text, surprise me, brainstorm. We have got more examples here. Analyze data, make a plan, help me write code. Okay, so these are prompts. It can recognize these here. I'm going to go ahead and send it here. And see here. And we have a prompt. It's a good, okay, so what we have here is a simple prompt. And see here, it is also giving us explanation when we have not asked it. Yes. Now here it is also giving us the explanation right now. So what is happening here is, what is the new thing that has happened here? Understand this here, whatever we see in AI, whatever we are looking at AI right now, everything is currently at the back end, everything is mathematics and statistics, right? I think you all will agree with me. It is all mathematics and statistics there. Now, what has happened here is, as and when we are moving forward, what AI has enabled right now is that it is converting all the mathematics and statistics into a simple English. And that simple English is making it efficient for us. So let's see here how we can go ahead and write better prompts to do our daily tasks. So especially what it can do. And I'm going to talk about from the perspective of our general life. We are going to see from the perspective of academia too. So what it can help us with. But now before we go ahead and just write some prompts here, like general prompts here. Okay, see the option here. Let's say I'm writing a general prompt. Let's understand the difference between the responses here then. For example, here, let's just start with the prompt that we have available, like write an email invitation to professors for a summit. I'm not giving any details, no details at all. Okay, we simply want to write an email right now, and that's it. And we are not giving any other details. They're simple one line generation. Let's understand the response here. Let's see the response here right now. Okay, let's look at the text generation here. So we are going to see right now, we will see here for the text generation right now. Look at the subject. Okay, look at here. It is giving us the option right now. I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to extend and a lot more here and more details, more details, more details. It's too long. It's too long. Okay, we don't write that much long emails nowadays. It is too long email. And ChatGPT has this problem. Okay, I've seen that before too. No matter what you ask, no matter what you ask, it will have a very, very long example like this. And every time the response is very long. So what we do in this case here? So what we do here is we don't want such a long response here. Okay, so we get to go ahead and rewrite it. So I'm going to rewrite this here again, that here we will restrict it. Okay, write only, or let's say at least, write at least 5 sentences, or at most 5 sentences. So let's see that write at least 5 sentences here and not more than that. Let's see then what does it generate. And now it is precise. And now it is precise. So just one single prompt. Just once, okay. When I'm writing one line here, see the quality of the prompt. It's too long. Okay, it has details out there. If you're writing that much huge email, okay, then you can go ahead write with it. However, see the language here. See the language here. Okay, I appreciate your participation. Very general here. Because we have not specified anything. It is coming up. Should you wish to speak or lead a session, we would be happy to discuss the potential topics and formats. Right? So here the language is pretty casual. It is not very formal. It is very, very normal right now. So when I've restricted it to write only 5 sentences, we have a very precise format here right now. We would be on it. And likewise, see here the differences right now. Shorten it will do it, but again, shorten it will have its own definition of shorten it. How much short do you want it? That is why while writing the prompt, we have to be very, very precise. Okay. Abhilasha, I will take that in the Q&A session. Just remember your question to ask again. In Q&A, we'll talk about that. Now let's talk about the prompt here. So how we can go ahead and write the prompt. What should a good prompt consist of? What should a good prompt consist of? We are going now. This prompt will work in every AI that you will see. Basically, we are talking about here ChatGPT, Gemini, your Copilot. You'll also compare the same prompt in all the 3 spaces. We'll do that too. But when we are talking about the having a good prompt, there are few things that makes a prompt better. First here is when you're writing whenever we are writing a prompt here, first is context. First part is set the context. So I'm going to go ahead and reshare here. I would like to write here. So give me a moment. I'm going to reshare. Yes, Piyush, that's where we are going. Okay. Yes, Namrata, why we are talking about the reliability only. That's why we have to understand about the prompts here. That's why we need to understand about the prompts because we have to understand about reliability of the responses or the quality of the responses. We have to go ahead and understand that here. So give me a moment. I'm going to share the screen again because I want to go ahead and write and talk about the prompt here. Here we go. Now, first, let's talk about the prompting techniques here. So let me find if I can annotate here. No, I don't have the option to annotate. Okay, it's okay. I will use another application then. Okay, so here we go. I've opened the notepad here. While designing a prompt, everyone, while designing a prompt, we'll take care of few things. First is context. Whenever we are starting to write anything, we will set the context. For example, right now in the chat box, one has said, face is not visible. Okay, how about now? It should be visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all right, great. So now, as someone has said that, how reliable it is, okay. The reliability is the issue, we'll see that later. But first thing is how we can, all the issues are there. We have already discussed the issues. And by the end of the session, we'll discuss the issues again. So keep, right now, let's focus everyone on how we can generate better responses from the AI. Because see, we cannot turn back the time. We have AI here. We have to use it for a better purposes. So first thing is, why are we using AI? AI has to be used efficiently and very carefully here. We use AI only where we can make our life efficient, meaning we have to use this AI to make sure it is doing any kind of redundant and monotonous work for us. For example, we have all created the question papers and we have been there standing in the classes during the exams, collecting the papers for correction, correcting the papers, giving them the marks, writing that in hard copy, making multiple copies of that within hard copy in a register in a particular format and all, one rough copy for us, then uploading that in our ERP system. While uploading also we are having multiple checks throughout. Now all of that is very very administrative. Okay, so how we can go ahead and automate that, and that automation has been done by the sandboxes, that automation has done by the proctored online examinations too. Yes, even to check the projects nowadays, we have the AI which checks the project and it will read out the project, it will read out the codes and the conclusions, whether it is correct or not, and accordingly it can rate it. Right. So why are we using it? We are using it for a very precise version for only for the efficiency. So yes, there are issues, but we'll talk about it during the end of the session here. Right now, let's focus on how we can utilize it right now. Right, we all know we have tried writing multiple prompts and we think that okay, this is the best prompt that I have written and I'm getting the best answer that there is. So let's understand, let's go back to the prompt engineering process here. So whenever you're writing a prompt, we have to go ahead and give the context first. So for example, let's take the example here right now for invitation we are taking. So as someone has said that we can say a professional invitation. Yes, definitely we can. So we have to give a proper context that who are you. So you might be right now, you are the head of the management department. So right now you are the head of management department. You tell them who you are so that they know that from perspective of whom they that should be writing that email. Then you should write here that from which particular area you belong to. So I'm not saying give a proper area, just tell that from this particular university. we are at. And we are inviting. We are inviting. Whom are you inviting? So write down that whom you're inviting and what kind of summit it is. It's a technological summit, it's the data science summit, or we are talking about AI in this summit. What is it about? First, you go ahead and give that context here. Once that context is given, okay, or you can say the purpose is given, that why we are doing this, that purpose when it is given to ChatGPT, that first sentence should be with that prompt, should be in that prompt. So first you write the proper context around that. Once you have written the context here, okay, then you have to write that what you want within that context. So use the right words. Use the right words. So as someone has said in the chat box that why are you writing 5 sentences? You can simply say shorten it will shorten. So here comes that we have to use the exact right words. If it says shorten it, okay, it has no idea what means by shorten it. It will shorten it by few sentences maybe, or just shorten it to 3 sentences and complete your email. So using the correct words becomes very, very important when you're trying to write a correct prompt here. Third context comes up that we have to be specific. Ask specific questions. Ask specific questions. When we say specific questions here is, it means that you have to be very specific with what kind of people you're inviting. So you have to write very specific words. You cannot be generic. I'm inviting university professors. Okay, no, be very, very specific. From which domain? Okay, experienced professors working as directors or HODs. Be very specific. If you're asking a question, be very specific and direct. So you have to be specific also, you have to be direct. You cannot be talking to it like we usually write in Google Chat or you talk to a person. It is conversational. We agree to that, but you have to be very specific because it doesn't understand the tone that we are talking in. It doesn't understand our purpose unless it is properly written out in exact words. So we have to go ahead and use very, very specific words. And always, always ask GPT or any tool out there within the prompt to ask follow-up questions. To ask follow-up questions to write a better prompt so that it fulfills your purpose. So once you have written the context, you have asked a very specific question with the correct words. At the end, you will write that do you have, if you ask me questions to write a better response to fulfill this purpose here. Because see, we are humans. We cannot think at once everything that is required by ChatGPT. We have no idea what it actually requires to write a better response. But we can ask GPT to ask us follow-up questions. They ask me questions, what you need, exactly what you need to give me a better response than before. Ask for that. And when we are asking when it will ask us the questions here, we'll go back and write back the answers here. Okay. And it will ask you it will ask you again, okay, that these are the options here. So let's see, how does this work? How does this work? Okay. We'll take an example here. So we will continue with this example right now. I'm going back here to ChatGPT. Okay, so we are here. Okay, we do help our students right now to search for the jobs and everything, right? And how to enhance their career. So let's take the topic of career enhancement. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask right now, okay, ChatGPT here, that can you go ahead and help me with career enhancement? Okay, so right now, if I ask you right here, that what kind of enhancement are we looking for, right? So let's go ahead and write a simple chat message here to the prompt. What I'm looking for, career enhancement. Okay, so the context here is that career enhancement. Okay, so I'm going to write here, I'm going to write a very generic, very, very generic context here. I'm looking for career enhancement. Here I'm writing, I have 10 years experience in teaching undergrad and postgrad in computer science. In computer science. I have my PhD in machine learning. I'm not going into the details at all. I'm simply writing a very, very general here. Currently working as a professor in engineering. In engineering. Can you advise? Can you advise? Now, this particular prompt has just the context and what I am looking for. Now, here, what we need here, we needed specific words. It doesn't have any specific words. It only has the context. And I'm in a very vague option right now, looking for career enhancement. Let's look at the output. Output is not bad, but is it the exact thing that we are looking for? Yes or no? Because I'm looking for what I can do now to enhance my career. It is a good output, but is this something that we were looking for? No. And it is keep on generating. The problem here is it is not stopping, it is simply generating one after another, one after another. But this is not something that we are looking for. And it is not going to help me also here, help us also here to go ahead and simply go ahead and start doing all of those things here. It is not something that we're looking for. So we have the context, but what we are missing here is the specificity of asking the question. Okay. So now we will go ahead and say that now we'll ask it here that act as a career advisor about the next steps to be taken for career advancement and switch. Now I will go ahead career advancement and switch from current job. Now here, my question is specific. Now here, the question is specific. Sure, Deepali. Okay, now here, the question is, we have went to the second step where we are using the right words. Okay, and we have made the question very specific. Now here, till now, this is what we have done. Okay, let's go ahead and apply next. Let's go ahead and ask now. So we have given the another option here. And we want to switch from current job. I'm going to also write, help me find next job prospect in India. I'm writing India, okay? Because we are here. So I'm going to write that here. Hi, Rajat. I just saw your comment. Thank you. Help me find next job prospect in India, right? Now let's see how does it react. Is it answering your question yet? Is this what you're looking for yet? No, and it's kept on generating. It has too long responses. We have to make sure that it is going ahead and giving us exactly what we need. And it's still not. I'm attempted to stop it because it will keep on writing and writing and writing. Yes, Dipali, everyone will get a completely different answer. Everyone will get a completely different answer. Even if you write the same prompt, okay, you will get completely different answer, because every time it is generating something new from whatever it has, and plus based on your previous conversation with it, that also affect it here. So even now, yes, it is confusing, too much information, it keeps on writing, writing and writing, it doesn't stop, and it doesn't help also, right? That is why we need to go ahead. It is, however, precise in what roles to be considered. Now it is giving us extra options, that is at least giving us name of the firms that we can target. If I don't want to switch to corporate, it is giving me all the options that are out there, all the options that are out there. Okay. So now we go ahead and we become more specific. And this time, for right now, we have no idea what it needs from us. So we have written the context. We have now written that details about us and what we are trying to find. We are very specific. Find me next job prospect in India, but it is we are not asking it that give me which exact job here. So we will be more specific now. We'll go ahead and say again. Uh, right. So let's go ahead and say here. I would like to switch as a consultant to projects while maintaining work as an educator. So I still want to be an educator, right? Now we are very precise. So now it should not give us that many options here. We have chosen option that I am looking for this right now. And now we'll go ahead and ask we'll write up a golden line here, and that is, ask me questions for more details you might require to generate a better and concise response. Now we're asking you to do that. Okay. And here I'm also going to before responding, ask me questions. Okay. Now here, Amit, save your question for the Q&A. We are going to talk about that too. I have a very good answer for that, but not now. Here we go. Let's see here. Now we are very precise. Yes, I'm giving the prompt here. Give me a moment. Now see, now here it is asking us questions here. It's asking us questions right now. Okay, what industries are you most interested in for consulting? What kind of consulting work do you envision? Are you looking for more for full-time consulting roles? Do you have any geographic preferences? Are you already worked with? Have you worked with? Level of interaction? Do you have any preferences? Now here, it is asking us that if you give me all these details, and if I go ahead and answer these questions here, okay, I will have a better response. Do you want to go ahead and write all of that again? Just to get the response? Yes or no? If this is you, you are the one who is typing these prompts, would you like to go ahead and answer these 10 questions right now and type the answers to these 10 questions here? No.
No, ma'am.
No. So now I think I have answered one of the questions that has been asked before. It is not that efficient. And Amit, it is not that intelligent, is it? If you go to a proper career counselor and you sit in front of them and you tell them this, simply this here, okay, they will come up with the links to go ahead and apply. They'll tell you what kind of designations are out there. They immediately know that. They immediately answer you that. So it is not human intelligence. It is that is why it is artificial intelligence. Everything that is behind the answer is pure mathematics and statistics, and all of that is converted into English, and that's it. Okay. Now, here right now, it is not helping us. If you want to go ahead and write in, yes, you will get a proper answer. So here the question is, even if I'm writing everything, it is we are asking you to ask follow-up questions here. So when you ask it that, please ask me follow-up questions so that we can go ahead and have a proper response here. Okay. So this is where the concept comes in. Okay, this is called as the reframing. This is called as the reframing of your sentences. What is the reframing here? This is a very, very important part here while writing the prompt here. Reframing your sentences here. So when I say reframing of the sentences or the questions that we're asking here is that instead of asking a question, okay, be solution focused. Focus more on solution. Be solution focused. So if you want to go ahead and get a better answer and precise answer, and we want that help here, so be solution focused when you're typing something here. And what is meant by that? So let's see here. We'll take an example here. For example, we go ahead and say that the elevator is too slow. Okay, so if I go ahead and write here a prompt like this, the elevator is too slow. Right. So right now, it sounds like a problem. Right now, it sounds like a problem. It's a problem-oriented sentence. We can go ahead and reframe it. We can go ahead and reframe it, and we can write it like here. Okay. Make elevator faster. We can write like this. We can write here that make elevator faster. Now, this is solution oriented. This is solution oriented. You might go ahead and say, okay, the wait is annoying. You can say that you're waiting in a lobby somewhere. You are writing that wait is annoying. So what it sounds here like a problem, but you're looking for a solution. So you have to go ahead and reframe your sentence again here, like make the wait feel shorter. We can go ahead and say that make the wait feel shorter. It will go ahead and give you a lot many answers for this. Okay, you can go ahead and listen to a song. You can go ahead and go ahead for the OTT, watch a series, read a book, listen to the music. So it requires two things. Once you're asking the follow-up questions, and this is the golden line here, and you reframe your sentences, plus a very, very important point here, when you're writing the prompts and you're trying to get the correct answer, is patience. Have patience and keep reframing the sentence. Why? Okay, because that will lead and train your ChatGPT to answer you better the next time. Next time, you don't have to be that much precise because you have trained your own personal logged in GPT to answer you properly like that. So here you need two very, very important things. One is keep reframing your sentences to be more solution focused. Okay. And have patience. Have patience with it. Okay. So let's go ahead and apply these steps again. Let's go ahead and apply these steps again. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to reshare the screen again. We are going back to GPT right now. And let's be more precise and be more solution focused here. So we have already asked it to act as a career advisor. It has already asked the questions that it needs here. So now here we will be precise again, and now we answer a few things here. Not all the things, just few things. Okay, then we can have the patience here. So here, okay, we are typing here in India. Okay, I'm not writing the full sentences also here. Jobs in India. Okay, well, first answer is that. Consulting and data analysis. I'm writing dashboard creation, live dashboard, and business analysis. Okay, live dashboard and business analysis. Okay, have worked before, looking for Similar, looking for similar projects. Well, it is as geographic preference is done, right? And part-time consulting. Part-time consulting. Level of interaction. Okay, I'm not answering that. Now, interested in working with a consulting firm established as an independent consultant. Okay, so I'm writing here consulting firm. Consulting firm. And see here, I'm not writing the question, neither I'm writing anything else. I'm writing just the words here for now. Now here we go ahead. Here are the few answers. Here are the few answers. Always ask here. Here are the few answers. Generate a new response. Generate a new response for my query by integrating new information into previous prompt. We have already given it the prompt. We don't need to write it again. We will simply ask you to integrate the new information into the previous prompt. Very specific. Very specific. Whatever was there, it's there. Okay, this is what I want. Now here, we have done this before, right? And now we are giving the answers to the questions here, and now we reframe things here. Okay, and the reframing here, we are going to tell GPT that what we are looking for. So now we go ahead and be very precise and be solution oriented. Can you give me some examples? So we want to specify right now what kind of output I'm expecting here. So can you go ahead and give me some responses to write in this prompt now? Remember that we want to be reframing the sentence to be more solution oriented. So tell me what kind of solution we are looking for. We want to know from where I can go ahead and apply. What kind of jobs are available there? That's what we want to know right now. So give me a sentence that can be written here, reframed as a solution. Asking for a solution, not just telling a problem. Go ahead, give me some answers, please. Okay, I will add work from home here, but we are giving right now specifications. Give me the sentence that will help, that will communicate the output that we are looking for. If you had to take a decision, what would that be? It is very general, Abhilasha. Try to understand, everyone. In the prompt here, you need to reframe. You want to search for a job. You want the links to be shared.
List the consulting firms.
Yes. Find the job links that are currently open to be applied. Currently open to be applied. Now we are being very precise with that. Find the job links that are currently open to be applied. Also suggest. Now here I'm ready. Also suggest other websites or places to be applied for same. Let's see the response now. Yes, Jyoti. So that's what my question was, that how to be very specific here. Is searching the web. And see here, we have the links right now. We have the links right now. However, if you will see the links here, okay, it is simply giving us the option here to view their career pages mostly. Okay, it is giving the list of the sectors. It is giving us the list of the career pages right now. Visit Upwork, Freelancer, Accenture Careers, Deloitte Careers. It is asking Naukri and Indeed here. Visit that particular one. Okay, and then again, it is giving us more responses here. Response is precise, but is it helping you for the job search? Yes, with links it hallucinates. With the options it hallucinates. That one it is giving us here. Right. So what we are looking out here is the response is there. However, the response here, it is not giving us the exact links out there. Okay. Yes, we have, yes. So we can ask it for direct job links, right? That give me direct to job links. Find that directly. So let's go ahead and be more precise here. So I'm going to go ahead and in the similar one, let's go ahead and write. Now, integrate all prompts. Integrate all previous prompts. Share direct links for the job available currently or posted in last 2 months. The job description, we are being very specific, the job description should include data science, machine learning, and similar project lead, consultant, manager position requirement. So now we are writing this here. Now we are being very, very specific. Now we are specific and we are asking directly for the links for the job available. And we always write integrate all the previous prompts so that we don't have to write them again and again. Let's see the response now. Okay, so you can see here, it has started pretty nicely. It has started pretty nicely. Okay, we have these here, data scientist 2 manager here in the Pfizer, and just giving us links from within the Indeed itself. After giving us an here, okay, it is also giving us from other systems too, where the requirement is actually currently there. Okay, see the remote, it is giving us the remote options here. Here, these many jobs we have. So this is just a job search it has done for us. And here, if you will see, it is again the job search. Okay, it is again the job search. We could have done it by ourselves. Okay, and again, it will give us the same iterative answer again. So that's why I say it is good for a few things, not good for a few things here. Now I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you few prompts here that I have used before and what kind of option it does give us. And while we are here, okay, let's go ahead and open, here we go. What kind of things we can actually do? Okay, so let me show you here. Look at the prompt right now. As per the data description in the case study, okay, I've given the case study there. Create 50 rows of data set, each row in an Excel table format. And here's the summary of dataset field. So here is the data description we have, okay, customer ID, region. So I'm simply want to generate a dummy dataset here, but it should be very precise with what we are looking for. If I have with this here, okay, it will create a 50 set here and it will give us an Excel. And yes, the Excel will have 50 rows of dataset. So currently this has expired so far, but yes, it has these options here. I will share this prompt with you. please go ahead and copy paste this and let me know what you see. Remember that you have to log in for that. You can log in with any other account, any account that you have. I've shared this prompt with you. Go ahead and try it out. And tell me that, yes, are you getting the answer? Is it asking you here precisely? I'm waiting for your responses, everyone, if you are there. Hello, Dr. Kishan. We will have the question Q&A session. Okay. So first, let's focus on the prompt here. And please remember your questions. At the end, we'll have the Q&A session. That's where we will discuss everything. Anyone else looking for the prompt generation here right now? Thank you very much, Dr. Kishan. So anyone tried this prompt yet? Are you getting the precise answer that you were looking for? Okay. Shrikant, for that one has to know Python, right? And that's why AI is here for. A simple English. So I don't have to use Google Colab. I don't need Jupyter. I don't need anything. I just need the good old browser. Yes, I just need a good old browser. And I can write in English. Yes, go ahead. Someone was speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
Namrata.
the first prompt that you for the for the job search, right? They have from my chat GPT, they have given particular location with the job description.
Yes,
That's what I
wonderful.
could find.
Yes, wonderful. How about the second prompt? Was it able to create the data for you? Try that and let me know.
I'm trying it now.
Great, wonderful. Thank you very much. So you go, the reason I'm trying to giving you the prompt and asking you to go ahead and type here, because as Namrata has the different answer, you will have a different answer too. What does it tell us about AI? AI generates and synthesizes it. And most of the time, AI is going to look at the data that is within your demographics. It will go back, give the information that exists. But every time, even the prompt is same, but is going to give out exact, very, very different answers. The veracity that is huge. Yes, Jyoti. Wonderful. Okay. Yes, it does not mention package, no matter. Yes, Namrata.
Ma'am, for the second prompt, it is saying that it seems like I can't do more advanced data analysis right now. Please try
Okay,
again.
because it needs a login and a new chat. So when you open up a new chat, so for example, I'm talking about here Excel. So I will talk in one single chat here. Okay, yeah, so you have to change the chat again. Change the chat again. Because now you're talking about something else. It has given you the data file, Jabzi. Wonderful. Thank you. So yes, it does talk about that. And when we are very precise and see, please look at the prompt here. Okay, I want you here to see this here. The data description in the case study, okay, that we are giving here. It has 50 rows of data set. We are very, very precise here. We are asking you to add each row in an Excel table format. Okay, these words here are very, very important here. Add each row. Otherwise, it is simply going to give us a structure of a table and it will ask you to fill up the data set. That is why it is very important to be right. Add each row and look at the column name and the description that we have given here. That customer ID should be the unique identifier. Age group should be only these. I'm looking for region. Region should be like these only. If it is a marketing channel, I want these marketing channels to be repeated there. You can go ahead and write the random generation also, but you have to be very, very precise here. Okay, it's the simple English that we are looking for. And that's what has been given by AI to the mass here. This is one here. Okay, let's look at the second example right now. We have seen this here. Okay, help me to write here all these stakeholders, board of directors, CEOs for a global seminar. And this is what it gives us. It is very, very standard. It is very, very standard here. Okay, now here, if we move forward and within this prompt itself, if I go ahead and write, now we are going to be very, very precise here. Okay, and we reframe everything out here. First precision here is use UK formal English. So we are very, very specific with the language it is using, right? So, and we are setting the tone that it has to be formal. It's an email invitation. Be precise. Be precise. Request to arrive on time. Now, this is something very rude to ask on an invitation, but we'll ask it in a request mode to arrive on time. Let's see how does it actually write it. Okay. And now we are good. We are asking to be precise, and now we are setting the tone right now. We're setting the tone here right now. Let's see how does it respond. Now it is precise. It is talking to the point here. And let's see the difference here. We are pleased to invite you. Exclusive gathering, discuss key industry developments. Okay, conversation sector forward. Kindly confirm here. Should you require further details, please contact the contact person here and here. It is very concise and very limited. It is actually giving everything else. However, the previous one, when it was general, okay, it was huge. We're delighted under the theme, highlights, partnerships here. Kindly RSVP. It was writing just like that, kindly RSVP. Now it is writing properly here. Kindly confirm your attendance by this deadline here, via this link here, and a lot more. So this is what gets you to be precise and set the tone. So it doesn't understand the tone. Okay, we have to go ahead and set the tone that in which particular tone we need the answer for. Okay, so this is how we can go ahead and write the prompts. Now, writing the prompt here, it requires a lot of reframing and a lot of patience here if we are exactly looking for what we need, right? So for example here, we want to go ahead and create a report. Okay, what kind of report we are looking for? Now, I'm going to show you the whole thing here. So I'm writing here, help me write a report on product description for a client. Guide me with the topics and subtopics and the flow of information to be included. Now, how this helps us? So, for example, there is a fresher. Okay, they go in for the internship or their first job, and they've been asked that go ahead and create a presentation for it. You have to go ahead and give the product description, especially in marketing or the sales there. They have to understand the product. They have to go ahead and write that product about that product there. In that case, okay, they can be very precise for that too. So here I'm asking, help me write a report and the product description here. And here we are not asking to write it for us. We are asking for the guidelines only. And this is the correct way to start with it. This is the correct way to start with it. So whether you want to go ahead and write a schedule, you want to go ahead and write a pedagogy, instead of giving it a topic, but first ask for the structure here. So currently, always first start with a structure. But first you give me the structure. Once the structure is with you, then you can go ahead and precise that structure a little bit more. And then you can go ahead and give that a topic. Maybe you have a PDF, maybe you have a website link. Go ahead and give that. This is the product I'm looking for. Can you go ahead and enhance that? So let's see here. We have asked it for a structure. Okay, I'm going to give this prompt to you right now. Hi. Yes, you need to log in with your Google, but I would suggest that do not use your personal email ID. Create a separate email ID only for the usage of AI. Yes, Tanvi. Very good. Hi, Ajit. Is it possible to train our GPT to do a specific task all the time? Yes. See here. Have you noticed, Ajit? I have multiple different chats here. I've got multiple different chat boxes here, right? So all these chat boxes here currently are performing a separate task. And also observe here, I have been talking to them since, let's say, January here. Okay. So if I will go ahead and write another prompt below it, it will simply keep doing that. I'm not going to delete this. And now this particular option is trained in that. Even if I go ahead and open up right now another fresh chat window here, okay, and then I will ask it that what do you know about me based on the previous prompt. It can actually go ahead and tell me about what kind of person I am or professionally who I am. It remembers everything. That is why we log in. When you log in, you can train it to do whatever you want. And if you have a paid version is fantastic because with a paid version, you can actually train it. You can create your own GPT. So let's say you want to go ahead and correct your assignments quickly, okay, and rate them, grade them quickly. Go ahead, you can create your own GPT. Okay, so you create that GPT for you. You write the prompt there. Prompt has to be a little bit lengthy and very specific, exactly what we are looking at right now. And you tell it what kind of keywords to look for and to act as exactly as you would go ahead and grade it. You write that particular prompt very, very clearly and create your own GPT. You don't have to do that again. So right now, when you click on ChatGPT here, okay, you get your answer right now to write. Similarly, on the left and upper corner, you will get your own project evaluator GPT. You can get your email writer GPT. You can get your let's say data analytics GPT. So yes, if you will pay the paid version, you can have your own GPT. You don't need to write that prompt multiple times. It will come up here like this version here, and it will have the prompts written for you. So you have to just write one single prompt. It will go ahead and create it for you. So yes, it is definitely possible, Ajit, to train our own chat GPT and to do one specific task all the time. We can do that.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, if we log in with our own Google ID, then does it have any disadvantage for?
Because see, once you will log in, okay, what happens? It takes your data, whatever email you write, okay, it has the access to that. So we have to be quite aware about it. That's why I'm saying fresh Gmail is always good. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Then
don't
can
use
we
personal. You can do it
can we
later.
delete our account
you
if
have
we logged into?
right now, no. So don't worry about that. Once you have logged in, that's fine. You're not using it as much right now. When you next use it, just make another account and then use it there.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. Ajit, you don't have to write the prompt all the time, not at all. Just once, Ajit. Okay, so right now here, this is a free version that we have here. Okay, so if you will explore here, you see there are a lot many GPTs here. In a similar manner, like you see right now here, image generator, logo creator, okay, hot modes, coloring book. In the similar way, you will have your own GPT here. And you will write that prompt only once and you will name that particular chat gpt window as it is right AI humanizer. You will write it data analysis, you will write it email generation, and you don't have to do anything. You have to simply say that please write whatever prompts you have. Okay, just go ahead, upload your data, upload your assignment, automatically the prompt will come out or the response will come out. So if it is the assessment or you have to do upload, attach the assessment, send the assessment, it will give you the evaluation. You want to write an email to a response, you give the email, the response will come out. Okay. So this is we don't have to write the prompt multiple times. We write prompt once in the paid version. And accordingly, we go ahead and design it. Right. So this is how we can go ahead and we have both the versions here, okay, paid and free ones. Now, the currently here, if you will see, we are working with ChatGPT Plus, right? If you will go ahead and log in, you will see that we started with 1, 2, 3, and the last was 4, and that 4 has more model upgrades. Now, in the ChatGPT Plus here, okay, what you will see here, it can generate images, it can browse the internet. We have seen that here right now. Okay, it can analyze the data too. So if you go ahead and upload your data, it will give you the data analysis too. However, it will only write the sentences. It will not go ahead and give you charts and reports out of that. It cannot do that. It will simply write the theory for us here. That's what it will do. Now let's go ahead and see how this is while writing the prompt. These are the few things that we have to be careful. And let's answer a few questions here that has been asked here. I will take a few questions here. That, for example, if I am asking it for plagiarism, right? So whatever generation is there, there is the issue, Dr. Kishan, about the plagiarism. You can go ahead. There are multiple softwares right now, okay, where we can go ahead and look for plagiarism, and it can go ahead and find out where this particular source was. However, okay, it has been designed currently. The GPT and every other AI has been designed to reframe the sentences. It never uses the same sentence as it is here. In few cases, it will. Okay. However, it doesn't use exactly as it is. It doesn't work like that. So it is not always going to be very precise that yes, it is going to go ahead and exactly give you the plagiarism checker, but we have to run it through that, and that I totally agree with. And there is currently no security. There is currently absolutely no answer for that. Because the response can be like that, where it has no idea what is happening around, and it will simply write whatever it can find, and that's it. It is not going to give you a very, very precise answer to any kind of research question. So using the chat GPT right now for, let's say, for any kind of research purposes, and trying to find out and write the research paper for you, okay, that is not going to actually help us. Okay, so this is where we are not very good with ChatGPT or any other AI application that is out there.
Ma'am,
So if you,
sorry to intervene. Can we just take 5 minutes break?
yes, definitely we can.
If you can complete the concept what you are taking, then we can just have some 5-10 minutes break for participants also, and ma'am, for
Definitely.
you also it can be.
Yes, yes, sure. So right now we are 10 minutes going towards 4. Okay, so let me conclude this here,
Okay.
and then we'll go for a break.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So everyone, so what we are talking about is creating the prompt. In creating the prompt here, let me conclude here. While in prompt engineering here, it is not just the play with the words. Prompt engineering here, you can say here, it's art and science too. Science behind it, you should know what AI database is, what kind of database it can generate. And based on that, you have to go ahead and design your prompt as it is. And in designing the prompt, we have went through the 5 things that we should be looking for, right? So right now, let's go for a break. Okay. Once we will come back here, we will go ahead and compare. We will go ahead and compare multiple AI tools together. So for example, right now we have worked with ChatGPT. Okay. We'll go ahead and see, we'll write the exact same prompt in Gemini and see what kind of answer we get. We'll go ahead and write the exact same prompt in Copilot, same copy paste here, and let's see what Copilot answers. In your case also, you can go ahead and see that. Remember that most of the AIs require login. Very few AIs give you a free access. And once that is done, we will see the applications. We'll explore all the applications here, okay, that we can use for the AI and how it can help you as a researcher, as an academician, and what we are responsible for once we have that knowledge. Okay. Yes, assessment is limited. No, it is not limited to MCQ. Absolutely not. You can upload the whole project report there, and it will be there. Yes, it is with the soft copy of assignments only. Okay, if you have the soft copy, then only it will work. It cannot still read the images that precisely. So it has to be in the soft copy. But yes, it is not limited only to MCQs. All right, thank you everyone. So I will see you in 5 minutes. And for that, if you want, I can go ahead and share a timer. So everyone is back here, okay, on time. So I will share the timer here, the clock here for 10 minutes. Is that fine, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So would
Participants,
you like
yeah,
it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes? What would they
ma'am,
like?
10 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes, right?
4
Great.
o'clock. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
So we'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Participants, y'all can just have a 10 minutes break, and further y'all can even check, as I am repeatedly, informing y'all to check your details of the certificate, because we will be closing that link to check your details shortly. And yes, feedback link, we will be sending it by the end of the session, sir. We haven't shared the feedback link. It will be shared at the end of the session.
Sağ minute
Hello everyone, are we back? Let me know.
Yes, ma'am. We are back.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
all right, great. Thank you. I'm going to reshare the screen here. So I hope most of you are back. Okay, so we have we have seen about let's talk about the engineering here. So the what we are doing right now is basically we are trying to engineer a better prompt. Prompt engineering is just not the play with the words. It is an art and science of interviewing or asking a question when an expert is in front of you, and that we are calling expert right now is the any kind of AI tool that is in front of us. Thank you for the responses on the chat also. Thank you very much. Now, when we say this is the prompt engineering here, understand it like this here. For example, you have a professor in front of you with, let's say, 25 years of experience in, let's say here in astronomics. Or maybe they are the best in their field with the whole experience in the geography or maybe in the statistics. So when you go ahead, right, with them, they are in front of you and you ask them a very simple question. For example, in front of you, you have a person who has been working in this field in computer science, machine learning, LLMs for past 25 years. They have seen the whole development. In that case, when you ask them a very simple question, can you go ahead and ask them that, can you go ahead and tell me what a regression is? What kind of answer do you expect from a such experienced personnel in front of you? I'm talking one to one in person as a human interaction. If you're a very experienced person, 25, 30 years working with LLMs and seen the throughout the work all the time, okay, and you ask that person, a professor, let's say precisely, to explain what regression is, what kind of answer do you expect from that experienced professional? I'm sure you all had that experience with you. When we see some very seasoned professors out there, yes, they give very sophisticated answers. Correct. What kind of answer are we expecting from such a person there? They will give a very sophisticated answer with all terminologies intact. They might give you an example with it and very calculated, measured answer. A very elaborate answer. And they will keep talking about it till the end of they are able to satisfy themselves that this is the real time application. Very elaborated answer. And once they start talking about a certain topic, they will take that regression to LLM. They will not stop there. They will not simply stop at regression and they are good and they tell you tata bye bye. We are good. No. They'll keep on elaborating. They'll keep on talking about it because they're very enthusiastic about that topic. Because they know everything and they want to share their experience with you. So when you, yes, absolutely right. So they will share everything that at one time I was in that project and then that happened and that happened. That's kind of answer we get. A very long, elaborate answer. Right? So in this case here, they start very simple. Okay, they start very simple, but they keep on elaborating further. They keep on attaching the experiences, examples, and they might deviate from the topic too. And yes, that happens. If you ever had a talk with the very seasoned professors out there, you will see they will go off topic. And they go off topic because they are more interested, they are enthusiastic about it. Now, take that as a parallel right now. When we have started and we have asked ChatGPT right now a very simple one line question, what kind of answers you are getting? Simple one line prompt. What kind of answers we are getting? Elaborated. A very elaborate, a very long answer, and it was going off topic. Yes. Those professors that we see Okay, they also go ahead and create question papers, right? They do create question papers. They create the content that has to be taught. They sit in the meetings there, board of school meetings. They decide the content. They decide that, okay, if this is the course, what should be taught? They do that too. Okay, and why are they able to do that task with that immense knowledge that they have, but they are able to focus and do that one specific task to create a question paper for one single topic? Can you tell me why? And how are they able to do that? They already have the knowledge. They already have the knowledge and expertise, but how the person or how the university is making them do a very specific task? That is my question. How are they able to do a very, very specific task, even though they have immense deep knowledge, they're expert in that? And if you give them one single part, one single line, they will keep you elaborate answers. To such a person, okay, how they are able to do such a specific task of creating one single subtopic assessment? Yes, very good, Pushplata, because they have been prompted properly, because they have received a very, very detailed email about it. That, see, we want you to create 3 sets of question paper. Question paper should have only very, very specific instructions, should have 3 sections. Each section can have only 5 questions. We are not giving any choices. The question paper should be of exactly 100 marks. We are not giving any MCQs. The answer length should be from, let's say, 200 to 300 words. They have been given very specific instructions, and that is why they are able to generate a very good and expert views, content, question papers. Why? Because they have very specific set of instructions. So prompt engineering is just that. It is a science of understanding the expert. It is the art to go ahead and weave your words in a proper interview or a question. So you have to write your prompt as you're asking to an expert in front of you who has got all the knowledge that is in the world. And that's how the prompt is written. So while you're writing a prompt, there are multiple different types of prompts are out there. Okay, one is the based on the conversation. Okay, that you are simply talking, and trying to figure out what is happening. So basically, you are doing the brainstorming with the chat GPT. Other is you want codings to be written, right? So you say tell GPT very precisely that currently you are just a subject matter expert for me, only for R, Python, and machine learning and these coding, and not for anything else. And while you're giving me the output, okay, whenever I ask you anything about writing code in Python R, okay, your area is to do only data mining, machine learning, data consolidation, data profiling, data shaping, and neural networks. Do not go beyond this. We are again being very specific that act as an expert in Python, R, and machine learning. While giving the answers to my questions, okay, limit your answers to a specific task only. Then you go ahead and write for every answer, give me a layman explanation, then a terminology explanation, then give me one example each. The example should have intermediate difficulty level. So right now you are giving a proper prompt step by step. And when you write this kind of prompt, you get a very, very good answer. Okay. You can also ask right now to, you can go ahead and add a database. You can say that this is a publicly available database. Keep your code and the column selection inside the codes similar, exactly similar to the database that I have provided to you. And now you will not going to have the general answers out there. There is another type of prompt that is chain of thought processes. Okay, chain of thought processes. Again, we will ask it to ask the questions. It will ask the question back to us. We will answer it and it will ask us more questions. We ask it more questions that what we would like to know more about me. So that's a chain of thought process. So one by one, you keep on add one more thought, one more thought in ChatGPT. The one we have tried during the start. Okay, so we have given it a thought, we give it one more here, and we follow that whole process like that. In that manner, also, you can go ahead and talk and have a better response. Now we can all there are prompts, okay, that can help us to reduce the bias, and we can also limit it to search or go to the data only that actually exist. So the whatever it cannot do, okay, is still if you want a quality response here, we can go ahead and write few prompts. So let's see some examples right now. Okay, let's see some examples. To look at the examples here, I'm going to share the screen again. And right now, we are going to Copilot for now. So for the Copilot here, I'm going to ask the exact same prompt first, and then we are going to we will go ahead and see it from the perspective of, let's say, from the academics too. It is the exact same prompt, but this is in Copilot. Look at the response. Generation time is very less. And look at the response here. Is it helpful? It is simply asking the questions right now. Okay, it is simply asking the questions here. So after writing the questions, we have given the answers to, right? So let's go ahead and find the answers here. So I'm going back to ChatGPT to just find the chat here and the prompts. Look at the questions that we had at GPT there and the questions we have here right now. Now here we are going, and some questions has been asked, exactly the same questions here. So let's give it here. Okay, now I will not ask you to ask the questions here, and we are going to give the answers again. Okay, so first is India, and part-time, remote, part-time, remote, consultancy, and ML projects. Right? Now let's see what does it do. And I'm also going to write within here that I'm looking for the direct links. Okay, why to give it such a vague thing here? Let's go ahead and ask it to give direct links. Let's see if it can go ahead, browse the internet and give us the direct link here. This is Copilot. Even though I'm asking it that give me whatever posted in last 2 months, it is giving me answers from 2023. It is, however, able to give us precise link to what we were looking for. Very good. So here we have seen right now that ChatGPT is good for text generation. Okay. However, and the Copilot is much better for browsing the internet. Okay. If I ask right now Copilot to write the invitation for us, okay, let's see the response here for invitation here. What kind of response are we going to have? So for the purpose of code generation, GPT is good. For the purpose of text generation, GPT is good. But if you want to browse the internet, okay, and get the proper help via internet, then it is very different. Look at the invitation written by Copilot. I'm not being very precise here. Okay, again, it will give you a bit long here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and write the exact same prompt that we have written there. Okay, to use the formal English and all that in the prompt. Here we go. It has not done much here. No, not done. Not many changes have been implemented. It is exactly giving us the same here. However, see, exactly same thing. It has just took care of few sentences that it has removed. Otherwise, the language is still same. Okay, it has just taken care that two sentences are not there. Otherwise, it is not changing the language, neither the tone. It's a co-pilot. Okay, as per the experience here, it is good if you're going ahead and searching for multiple links. You can ask it to go ahead and search for few literature review papers, and it will give you the link to reach to that particular papers. It will do that for you. Co-pilot will do that. However, the others will not. ChatGPT is good for coding purposes only. For coding, your prompt has to be very, very specific here. Okay. Now we are going to switch to Gemini here. Let's switch to Gemini here, and I'm going to write the exact same prompt again. So we are getting the same prompt again. Let's see what kind of answer we get. And this time I'm going to write a very direct comment here to get the direct links here. Okay. So let's see the Gemini right now, everyone. Also observe how much time they are taking to generate the response. Copilot was quick. Okay. Within 2 seconds, it was there. ChatGPT took a little bit longer time. Gemini will take a little bit more longer time here. Look at the tone right now, the way Gemini is talking to us right now. And I've given the exact same prompt, where I'm asking for the direct link, share direct links here. I'm not asking for anything else. Okay. It is giving me ideal roles, industry forecasts, optimize, resume, job search, strategies, interview preparation, search terms here. And Gemini says that I can't directly give you the currently active job links. It cannot. So Gemini is used to be Bard, right? So Bard is actually not good at the search here. However, let's go ahead and see if it can give us the invitation here. So here we go. I'm going to copy paste the exact same here. Let's see here. And no information, no details, nothing. Right. So right now we have two major contenders. Okay, that is ChatGPT and Copilot. Copilot use the Copilot when we are actually looking for the direct proper browsing of the internet, and you're looking for certain direct links. Go for Copilot. For everything else, for coding and for other purposes, use ChatGPT. But yes, if you are looking for coding, you have to go ahead and make sure that it is actually absolutely correct. So within prompt engineering here, okay, these are the 5 steps that you should always abide by. First is context, using the correct words, being very, very specific and direct, and ask it to ask you follow-up questions here, and always keep reframing the sentences here. Because ChatGPT or any kind of AI will work only until you will train it. And whatever you are writing here, or let's say whatever data you're uploading for analysis or anything else, right? Remember that here. Okay, remember that here, whatever you write, okay, it is not only trained for you, it will train itself. Okay, it is trained itself to the whole public out there. So the more it will know that which particular response is liked or not. Okay, based on that, it will go ahead and give you the most likely answer. Give you the most likely answer. I would like all of you to read here. Okay, ChatGPT can make mistakes, check important info. What is it saying here? It is saying here that it will go ahead and make the mistakes. However, if you do you see this here, the options that you have, it can read aloud for you. Okay, it can right now you can see it can read aloud for you here. Second here is you can give the options right now. What kind of options you are giving here? Good response or a bad response. This good response or a bad response here will actually prompt it for any other next person who is asking the same information here, whether it is better or not. Okay. And you have another option to edit in the canvas. So you can go ahead and edit in the canvas there. And here is to switch the model or to refresh your
Excuse me,
output.
ma'am.
Don't write that. Yes?
Ma'am, we are not able to see the slide that you're showing. We are able to see the board that you're showing.
Okay, fine. Oh, thank you for letting me know. So see here, okay, we have here that the chat GPT can make mistakes. Here we have check important info. And whenever you get a response to here, you have the option to give good, whether you like the response or you didn't like the response here. Now, this good response and bad response, if you give this particular answer to ChatGPT, right? In this case here, it is going to take that whether it is going to be a most likely answer or not. If you will say that it's a bad response, or you will go ahead here and ask it to simply generate it again, try it again. Okay, it will go ahead and try it again, and it will again ask you, is this correct? Do you like this better? And see, it has totally rewritten it. It is completely rewritten and a very smooth and proper. If you like this, you tell this, yes, this is a good response here. Next time, no matter who asks in the whole wide world, it will be very specific and it will say that this is the most likely answer. Because what it gives us the most likely answer that is there. Okay, so this is how the prompt works. This is how you train here. Now it all becomes here, we talking to it, and accordingly it understands and start grabbing more data set. So does that mean it's a threat to us? And does that mean they are going to take over? And as we see in the movies, are they going to take over us? Absolutely not. Okay, we are very, very far away from that because it cannot think. So I'm not saying just out here. They actually ran an experiment. Okay, they actually ran an experiment there. And in that experiment there, they understood that they given it multiple tasks. For example, they've given it a task that as you are a ChatGPT LLM model, can you go ahead and set up another LLM model exactly same as you? And it failed. ChatGPT failed in doing so. It couldn't go ahead and generate exact same LLM as it is already. It has been asked to go ahead and think creatively and with empathy about certain topics. And it actually was not able to do that. Even in USA, they have whole system of foster parenting. They have a system of monitoring that how the child has been raised. Those people, though they make policies, they actually went ahead and tried to upload the data and see whether we should remove the child from a home or not. And when they did that and seen the responses of the chat GPT, okay, that was quite horrifying. Reason is the answers was biased towards gender, answers were biased towards race, answer was completely biased. And that's where they understood that it is happening like that because ChatGPT cannot think. And plus, because every kind of data has been uploaded. Every kind of data has been uploaded so far. Okay, so that is why what we have right now with ChatGPT, few challenges and limitations, right? So we'll talk about that in next 5 minutes. But before we go ahead, let me show you a few AI tools. I'm sure you already know that, but here we still talk about that because there is plagiarism, which is and copyrights, okay, which has raised the concern so far for the security. Hi, Professor Sudhakar. It's me. What is happening? DeepSeek, yes, it becomes very scarcely used or obsolete. It is kind of AI simmering on world stage. China is going all out. See, India is not actually, let's say, investing a lot in creating their own AI tools, right? And DeepSeek here is there, okay? But DeepSeek is very, very biased. Again, same thing here. What we feed, what we get. Sudhakar. So what happens here is China is actually feeding a lot biased content inside it. So if you go for the socio-economic answers, you go for the policy-related answers. Okay, it will give you totally biased answers. And second concern is the security. You have to sign in to use DeepSeek. And once you do that, okay, it actually goes ahead and get all of your data set. Even though they're saying that data is not going to China, there has been people who work in cybersecurity. They have proved that the packets, okay, the in the whole channel there, okay, in the whole channel there at the back, the network channel that we have, TPs that we say, in that packets are actually going to China. Packets are actually going to the companies that are connected to China. So yes, that is happening. So that is why no one is taking over anything. Okay, this is going to change our lives in a similar manner. Our lives has been changed when we used to put a cassette in the tape recorder and listen to that cassette whenever you want to listen to the songs, right? So that was the technology that we had. But then came the CDs. After the CDs, we go ahead and we have seen that we can just have the iPad. We can listen to the songs there. And then iTunes we had. Now we have applications through which we listen to the songs there. So what kind of disruption we have seen when with the advancement of technology, we are going to see exactly the same advancement and disruption in our regular lives with the AI too. So, right. Hi, Paras. There's a lot of ambiguity in terms of acceptance of AI-generated content. What chances and advancements do we see in terms of acceptance of such content which is verified by the humans? Yes, we'll talk about that. Yes, Neelam, that's what we are going to talk about right now. So how do I cross-check and verify whether the content generator or the information given by the AI is correct or not? For that, if I talk only about the research and academia right now, okay, there are a few things that will help us. First are there are multiple AI add-ins that are in the Word, Microsoft Word itself. Okay, Microsoft Word is a fantastic tool that you can use for your research and the writing. I am sure you all have already been using that, but it has its own AI add-ins too. Okay, these AI add-ins are already there for research and insights, and this is you also have a Chat GPT add-in. You can go ahead and add that too. That will become your research and the writing assistant within your Word itself. It also has a search tool, okay, that precisely search within the Word here. It can precisely go ahead and search for the research papers only. That is also there. Okay, but it is going to become obsolete with the next update in the Microsoft. They have already announced that, but it was a fantastic tool. If you have the previous versions of Word, it will still work. So go inside the research tab, okay, inside the Word, and there you'll find, it will only find the research papers for you, and it is very, very precise. That is one AI tool you have. Another is Jasper. Okay, Jasper is it has to be logged in. Okay, and it is a very very advanced tool in terms of writing. It is only a writing assistant, and it can create a high quality content. You can go ahead and ask it to write the content in a certain feel and the context. Okay, you can go ahead and refine the writing style for it. And it is not only about checking the grammar, but it can go ahead and write creatively. It can go ahead and write formally. It can go ahead and write professionally, like in a book type manner. Or maybe it can go ahead and you can ask it that this is what I have written. This is my search. Can you go ahead and write that in a certain language? It can go ahead and do that. So here Jasper is one of the writing tools. Again, it has been fine tuned to do that. It will do just one thing here. Okay, now when we talk about literature review, so I said that AI cannot do that here. Okay, however, there are few tools out there which can go ahead and at least search the correct research paper for you out of the thousands out there. So you can go ahead and find the connected papers. You can also go ahead and even visualize, okay, how they are connected. What is the connection between them? You can simply see that in a visual and a normal flow chart. So you can go ahead whenever you're researching for a new field right now, you want to see how do different papers are interconnected to each other. A comprehensive view can be given to you by the literature review tools. One of those tools are lit maps. One of those tools are lit maps. Lit map here, okay, it can go ahead and find you the latest thing here. It can help you quickly to figure out where everything else is. Lit map here will track any kind of new researches out there. Okay, it can go ahead and tell you that this is the new found thing right now. So if you want to be updated and within your domain also, it can go ahead and tell you that what advancement has been done in the latest time. The one of the is litmap, another is Julius AI and Row. Okay, this also work. This Julius AI and Row works with data analysis and visualization. So if you have your data, right, or any project data or the paper data you have right now, you want to quickly find out what's happening here without going to cleaning data and do all that. Just give it here. It will simplify every task. It will give you the analysis. It will give you the visualization, and it will give you the explanation of that. Okay, so this is how it can help you. And of course, we have got Turnitin. Now, Turnitin here is one of the plagiarism checkers. So, for example, you have written to ChatGPT that go ahead and summarize this for me. Go ahead and create a altogether essay for me, and or write the research paper on an existing topic, but you want to write it within your perspective and present it in front as an idea, or just to add one more option in that and present that as a new idea, for example. Just giving you out there. So Turnitin, what we can do, it can detect the plagiarism. Okay, it can ensure that how much original your work is, and before turning it to the paper in, okay, we can go ahead and check that the plagiarism. But Turnitin is not the only one. You have Copyscape also. It usually check for any duplicate content. So if you want to make sure that nothing has been exactly duplicated from somewhere, okay, you can use Copyscape too. So if you so it will make sure that exactly it is not copy pasted as it is from anywhere else. If it is, okay, you go ahead and you change it again. Right. So AI can go ahead and empower your research. It can empower your writing skills. You do have more options here. For example, you've got Quillbot. Quillbot can help you to check your grammar. You also have you have got Quillbot. We have many options here in the AI tools, which can help you to write better. And of course, to create presentations also, we have very good options here. Okay, the best option to create your PowerPoints and to have as a guide. It will not write the content for you, but it will give you a very good slide and the designs inside that. Okay, without any smart arts. Very good designs here. That is AI PPT. So go ahead and see AI PPT. It is it is cost effective. And the PPT that gives are editable. You can go ahead and write your own content inside it. You can edit to any measure that you want. You can redesign it n number of times, and it is cost effective too. So you can go ahead and check the AI PPT here. Okay, so go ahead and check that too. So that's how we can cross verify too. Hi, Giselle. Yes, they do it, but here they will tell you that exactly which blog it is, and it will be easier to access. Not everyone has the same SEO tools, and it has to be given by the university. University should have that access. Right now, hi, Sarita. I have to look into that. Okay, I haven't came across wherever we are checking for the entire thing here, for the plagiarism here. I've seen it for the assignments and the that kind of right now. So I have to actually look for it as a plagiarism tool. But yes, I am sure that the one that universities uses right now, okay, with the proper subscription, that is a very good tool too. But this is how the AI works. So these are few AI tools that are here. Okay, hi Chris. Okay, AI in Microsoft Word. Okay, give me a moment. I will talk about that. I will take 2 minutes to talk about this here. Okay, so let me show you here what I'm talking about here. So I'll share my screen again. Give me a moment there, please. Where is it? Here we go. I'm going to show you the screen here again. Let's see. So this is general work. Okay, I have written something about. I have found some data about GenAI. I've been preparing here for a lot of things here. So this is certain content I have here. I want you to look at the review tab here. This is the review tab. Better than any AI. Better than any AI here. It can check the spelling and grammar for us. Okay, it can go ahead and look for the whole thesaurus here. And next here is it can translate for us. Okay, it can proof. You can go ahead and set the language preferences and proofing also here. And if you want to go ahead and compare multiple previous version and this version, you have got the version control here too. You can compare the version and integrate it too. Right?
ઓનલાઈન ચાલુ કર્યું ને એમબીપી ચાલુ છે હવે પાછું અનકટ કરીને લીવ થઈને પછી કરવું પડે કરું છું
Can we unmute please? Can you please mute the learner please? Participant please. All right, thank you. I got muted too. All right, thank you very much. Okay, now I will see at the references here. In the references, we are all are aware about the references here. Okay, we have used it a multiple number of times, but this is the research tab here, or a small search tab here. This is where everything gets active. Okay, so see here, I am in the Microsoft 365 newer version here. So this feature has been depreciated. This feature was the best feature here. So if you're using 2016 or if you're using, let's say 2013, 2016 or 2019 even, okay, you will get this search option active. This search option could get, here itself, it can search only for the research papers here. Now they have depreciated it. It was the best feature so far. Now we have to go for these Bing here or search for the Google Scholar and likewise. Okay, so these are the few options that we had in Word. Of course, you have the add-ins here. You can go ahead and get the add-ins. Now, these add-ins here, these here are ChatGPT you will find in here. So these are the add-ins here. These add-ins are really good. Okay, draw.io is pretty good. You also have here ChatGPT. You will find ChatGPT also here. Okay, that will work for you. And that will then work within your Word itself. Whatever you're writing, it will read what you're writing and accordingly. So that's AI in Word. They have depreciated it because they want you to use
From where did you get the add-ins,
AI.
ma'am?
Yes,
Ma'am, from where did you click the add-ins?
from the home tab. So can you see that here in the home tab towards the right hand side we have the add-ins. Okay, you can go ahead to file also and get add-ins from here too. Okay, for that you need 2019 and 2019, 2021 or the 365 version there.
2010 doesn't have it, ma'am?
No, 2010 will not have it.
Okay.
Okay. Now here, let's answer a few questions right now. For example, now we are looking at that how prompts can help us. We are looking at how to create a prompt, how it can help us. But there is a matter of security and a privacy concern. If you're using the AI add-in in your Excel, in your Word, or you're creating PowerPoint, okay, you are actually giving out all your data set. Even now, the companies are generating their own AI tools within the organization to be run with the data that is available on the servers. Okay, not from the outside. The reason is that the privacy concerns. First, we talk about the privacy here because whatever data you're writing, if you're asking it to write an email, it knows that what you're going through. Right. If you ask for a certain project or the topic here in the research topic, you give the whole research topic as it is to it. That I'm trying to go ahead and research on this new topic. I want to research on that. It knows that this is the topic that exists. That data goes inside it. So there are privacy concerns. That is why they never tell you that if you have a data, okay, let's say you have done a good questionnaire, you went ahead and researched it. Now you have collected the data. You have a good, very good Excel data with you. That is your original primary data set. Never ever upload that to ask the analysis. Once it goes there, it's on there. It will use it. It will give that data to someone. And you will never know that because it will go ahead and maybe change the names there, but keeps the patterns intact and it creates a dummy out of that. So there are privacy concerns. So there are three major challenges or limitations you can say. First is, of course, ethical and the privacy concerns. Second is biases and fairness problems. It is biased and absolutely not fair to certain situations here. And the most important part is it costs more. Second is the carbon footprints, the effect on society, the effect on the environment. So these are the few concerns here. Okay, the first here is within the education, if we talk about, okay, we talk about that ethically, is it good or not? So there are two ways we can use it. Okay, so I'm not saying it will be used only always for good. It is not possible. Even in one set of batch, you'll have the persons who will use AI so that it enables them, right? So we can use interactive textbooks, robotic tutors to define a concept multiple times, or use them as a teaching assistant so that they can correct the numbers, they can go ahead and collect the answer papers. Okay, they can distribute the question papers and all those administrative tasks they can do, right? Adding certain things, doing calculations for the ranks and everything. or just to automatically content creation for a certain limited topics. So if we students and we want to be enabled, we can use it like that. However, it can be a big disruptor, okay, because first is academic dishonesty, okay. It will directly do the homework and give it to you, and most of the time people will not go ahead and make it themselves or rewrite it. Whatever is there, they'll copy paste and give you that. So here the ethics come in, right? It comes from within. Second is hallucinations. It will give you incorrect sources and answers, okay. Since a student or a newbie is using it, a beginner is using it, they don't know that how it works. Now we know that, so we know it that every time we have to ask it that limit your answers to the available correct data set or within the research paper that are originally written by a human being. You have to be very, very precise that your answer should come from a source that already exists. So you have to be very precise with that so that it doesn't hallucinate and give you hallucinated answers. Okay, and of course, it is going to make people less imaginative. Okay, and it will make the upcoming generations lazy if because they have answer in their tips, right? So they are less motivated to learn and retain the information. So learning is one part, but retaining that information is also not there. So if you see right now, the during this year, we thought that Google search is going to do that for us, but Google search has not done that because it gives us the choices. But here, since the choice is not there, and whatever answer comes in, the students and the beginners take that as the ultimate answer. They are not motivated to learn or do any kind of constructive thinking on their parts. Okay, so this is how it can act as a disruptor. It is not only for within the education industry, it is disrupting across the industries here and to the society too. And when we talk about that, how it is going to impact the Indian education industry right now, so the impact is there, and it is going to impact a lot. But the impact will be seen again based on the demography and the socio-economic classes that we have. So first, socioeconomic class divide that we see, that is a digital divide and the language barriers. Okay, so there are many rural and economically weaker section is there. Okay, that came up during the lockdown a lot, that they didn't had access to smartphones. Now they have, because they have to buy it. They have to had the access there. However, they do not have reliable internet or any kind of digital devices. Even if they have it, they don't know how to use it because of the lack of basic education. So now, as I already said, that it is being used right now, not always with the good people, not always with the good intention here, right? So because of that here, we will see the divide and it will not impact that much here. Now, second comes the language barriers. Okay, you have to know English, you have to understand English because primarily all the models that you see here are trained in English only. And we have 22 languages, hundreds of dialects, and training training that AI tool for that, it still remains a challenge right now. Of course, we have got other biases, okay, and the cultural sensitivity. So whatever models we have trained on, it is more Western centric data, because even now in India in last 10 years also, if you will see, okay, not many data has went online. I'm not talking about corporate, I'm talking about the demographic data that has been collected by government, or the geographic data that we have already about the or let's say talk about the customer sensitivity that we have in India. Not a lot data is there which has been which will model that. The more data that is present in outside world is from the Western centric data. So it doesn't always align with the Indian education curriculum, neither it aligns with the socio-cultural nuances. So the answer it comes up with, it is not always going to be with the Indian context. Even if you will ask it to go ahead and give me some creative activities to do with the students, it will come up with the activities that are much more centric towards their festivals, towards the jokes that they come up with, okay, or the perspective that they have with their own sitcoms and everything. You ask for a joke, you'll get the names and the references more from the Western perspective, not from what we use to talk with each other. And then, of course, the biggest concern that we have right now is the security, regulatory, and the ethical concerns. Because right now, the AI that we have here, it has misinformation. Plagiarism is definitely there. Okay. Academic integrity is in caution. So what we need here is the policies. And those policies has to become from the government. Until now, we don't have any such regulations yet. Okay. We don't have that here. People are working on it. Okay. So they in if you talk about the Western countries out there, they have banned few AIs. Okay. For example, DeepSeek from China, and few have banned it. Others have been having the regulations there. Okay, they're setting the policies and the regulations there. If you have seen right now, Google has one clause that it will not participate in any kind of war or equipment making things. The AI will not work. Okay, they had that regulation when they started with the BARD and everything. Now they have dropped it. They have changed their language. Now they're saying that we will help to secure the interest of our country. It means that AI will be used everywhere too. So there are ethical concerns, and that yes, they are out there. And second most important part is while these concerns are still there, people have the free access, so that we as an educator has to be responsible and make sure that this particular knowledge goes to your students too. So within the teaching here, okay, the teachers and the educators have to adapt and train others, okay, with a proper methodology. We are not yet equipped to do that. We are not. Even in the school system, absolutely we are not. But yes, in the universities also, okay, you also know that, okay, we are in the same industry. The number of universities that we have right now, and not every university have the access, a proper access to each and every information academically that is out there. And yes, we are overburdened with multiple tasks at once. So upgrading yourself, writing the 3 research paper every year, getting okay, and getting some what do we say, uh, creating something out there, researching here, teaching also, upgrading yourself, it becomes a lot of tasks with our personal life too. Okay, but yes, that is what we have here. We do have societal implications, right? We most of the new joinees, okay, you might have seen a lot of reels out there which are saying that we are not hiring Gen Zs right now. Why? Because they are ineffective. They are proving ineffective in generally handling the task, because they usually out mode it to, they simply go ahead and out task it to ChatGPT or something else. They don't put their mind into it. There have been improvements in medical and legal field. It is actually quite good. You can go ahead and upload all your medical history. It will give you the exact accurate diagnosis much better than a doctor will. Okay, but again, it all based on that. Okay, so this is the societal implications are there. We do have benefits too, and I'm not saying that it will not go ahead and it doesn't have any bad influences. It does have multiple bad influences. Bad people are actually using it. Okay, however, we cannot stop the generation of AI. What we can do is to mitigate that risk, right? To mitigate that risk here, we have the HHH framework, okay, which we HHH framework here is to minimize the bias, inaccuracies, okay, and unintended consequences that we cannot see right now, okay, uh, that we cannot see. To mitigate that, okay, we have this here. So this HHH is helpful, honest, and harmless. A model can be. So how to make a model helpful, honest, and harmless. So this is the framework they usually work with, right? So as an educator here, I will not take much time here right now. Okay, as an educator here, what we should know about the future right now. So if I talk about future, we have no idea what is going to come, but it is not the takeover. Second future that we can see here is we need regulations. And before regulations, we need education towards the learners. Those are coming up. And we need to see some positive applications within the industries. And yes, jobs will become obsolete in future. That is the 100% here. And new jobs will be created, 1000% chances. Okay, so right now, few of the jobs will be totally redundant. We will never see them again. For example, do you see a cassette manufacturer right now? No. Okay, so there are many jobs that are now just obsolete, that were 10 years before they were there, 20 years before they were there, but they're not here anymore. In a similar manner, we are going to have absolutely new jobs. So 60% of the absolutely new jobs are there in near future that are related to your robotics, that are related to your data engineering, that are related to simple prompt engineering, and a lot more. So we haven't even heard of them yet. So there are the consequences in the future that we are not still aware about. Okay, so we will wait and watch and observe that what will happen here. Okay, so some will fall into the individuals, okay, which will do the harm. And AI is not able to generate and think by itself because AI is controlled by some human beings at the top. Okay, hopefully they will have better sense to use it for good. Okay, but AI is controlled by humans still. So this is very interesting, okay, that it cannot go ahead and be autonomous. It cannot be. So no, it is not going to take over and rule us. Okay. However, we should be weighing the benefits of AI against the potential risk, and we should be communicating that to our learners and the participants and the students that you have here. Tell them how to use it, when not to use it, and how to make sure that we develop exactly same as humans and we don't become robots. We don't work only on the available data, we also work on what we can think by ourselves. So this is where, and plus, of course, it also impact the environment a lot. So we have to make sure, okay, that we are using it for good, and we keep informing others too. So this is it from my side. Okay, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. This is it from my side because it will it will disrupt our life up to a point. We go ahead and allow it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, I just wanted to ask that if it is so risky and if we put our data into the Julius AI, like we putting our primary data for some certain kind of tables or something, so it is not safe, that means.
It is not about being safe. It is about privacy. Okay, what do you mean by safe here? Privacy means now your data is out there, anyone can use it. It's the reuse of the data.
If we are working on a thesis and that data, that means for our Viva thing and submission thing, it can be risky also, that means.
No. See, it is not risky. Risk is that it will be shared to all of them. Now anyone can use it, right? That's the problem. So instead of uploading your whole data, I would really suggest use SAS, use Excel, use Power BI, use Tableau, do that analysis by yourself. That's what we need to go ahead and educate others, that please involve your own thinking, please involve your own skills into that instead of just blindly going ahead. Why? Because even if you go ahead and tell that, what it is creating, what calculation it has done at the back, you have no idea. You still have to verify that.
Similarly, ma'am, if we integrate ChatGPT into Microsoft Word and we are writing our thesis work only, again, that can go into the domain.
Right. It can go into the domain too, but right now I have told you it is currently disabled for us. So research tool is disabled, but ChatGPT is there, and yes, it will read what you're writing. It doesn't understand the context at all. It will simply read what you're writing. If you ask it to only check the grammatical mistake, it will check only grammatical mistake for you. But yes, it will read everything. So this is the concern. This is the privacy concerns. So as Pragnesh is writing, okay, that privacy concerns are, see, even if you're talking right now, corporations are already collecting that data. So privacy concerns are something that you should not be worried about anymore. Just worry about that no one else has the access to your data set, and that's it. We cannot do anything more than that. And yes, that is the limitation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Pragnesh. Scrutiny of details, help others due course. Yes, human intelligence will always supersede the AI. Absolutely correct. Yeah, threat of discontinuation of learning being passed from generation to generation. I totally agree with that. All right. Oh, thank you very much, everyone. I can see here. Great. Thank you. Now, if you have questions, please go ahead. There were a few questions that were asked before. Please, can you copy paste them again?
Hi, ma'am. Can I ask a question here?
Yes, please go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for the very interactive and interesting session. It was very insightful. So my question here was what about the copyright thing or plagiarism thing? I am an assistant professor, so we keep on writing, research papers or books. like if we are using all these AI tools, what is the like guarantee of this plagiarism thing? How can we reduce it to the minimum?
See, if you're asking here from ChatGPT, for example, right, that how you are going to do not use anything. So either you write in the prompt, okay, and hope that it will not give you. But whenever you have the response from ChatGPT, always go to the plagiarism checker. Always, always. So plagiarism checkers are the last hope for us to make sure that there is no violations of any kind. You cannot trust GPT and here any AI tool to not give you the copy pasted version from somewhere else.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, great, thank you.
Ma'am, good evening.
Hi. Good
I'm
evening.
Pushpalata, ma'am. I hope I'm audible. I'm traveling now. If I'm sorry if any disturbances.
No worries, no worries. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're audible.
As you mentioned, Chat GPT or any AI tools does not know anything and they are not listening. But ma'am, when we experienced one thing in our life, this is a practical example. Like when we discussed about once upon a time, maybe 1 year before, I guess, we as a family discussed about how to purchase, from where to purchase, whether it is online or offline, about shoes, formal shoes. We discussed, and immediately we got a messages or emails related to that. And not only that, once we went for restaurants also, then so how it was possible? And one of our friend told me, no, there is one app, you should close that, or else, whatever we are doing, this Gen AI is listening all.
So that is what you are saying here is just machine learning models. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is not done by AI, that is done by corporations. So the example that you're sharing is pure about the corporations, okay, because they want to do the customer analysis, behavior analysis, to figure out what we want and to condition us to buy more. So that's what they do. So this is not done by AI. That's what I'm saying, that AI doesn't know anything. AI is not live. Okay.
This is all
What
about
life
ML.
is corporations. Okay, the AI doesn't know that. You ask, go ahead to ChatGPT and ask about what is happening in Mahakumbh. Tell me the latest news happening in Mahakumbh. Okay, it will give you some hypothetical answer and somewhere from some there. It will not be able to give you precise anything. If there are any political changes happen, for example, right now, who is the CM right now at Delhi? Okay, it might not have the immediate answer for you. So this happens, but yes, it does now. It can browse the internet fast, so we can have immediate answers. But no, it doesn't take our private data that much into the public.
Oh, okay, fine.
It doesn't do that yet.
Thank
you. Thank you, Pushpa. All right, so I don't see any more questions. Oh, thank you very much for the messages here. I'm very grateful, Natika ma'am, and to everyone. Okay, to invite me here and to have an interaction with universities here. So being in corporate, I don't get much chance to interact that much, but it is always lovely to interact and learn from you all here. Thank you very much. Have a
Ma'am,
wonderful day.
yeah, ma'am, just a second. Few of
Ma'am,
the
could you please
participants.
answer one last question?
Yeah,
Hi,
ma'am, please
Nitila.
go ahead.
Can
Hi,
you go
Jared.
ahead, please?
Yeah,
Yes,
please
yes,
go ahead.
Jared. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, I just want to make the difference and understand it, because when you highlighted that literature review, AI cannot do the literature review, where I believe that yesterday we have come across AI which helps us in literature review. Is it what to be considered? Seriously, is it working with the literature review, or it is not working literature review? Because believe that most of us are dependent on this AI for the literature review. So how far it should be considered and how far it should be taken into account, please?
See here, so Jayaprada, problem here is with ChatGPT. I have tried literature review for the PhD. Okay, I tried doing that.
Okay.
Right now, the
Okay.
problem that I have seen is if I am giving a link to a paper, the whole paper is present there. I will ask you to summarize that paper in bullet points. So I've asked you to summarize the whole paper and pick out the major
Okay.
points as per my topic. I've given a very good prompt and asked it that, but no, it was not able to fetch exactly what I was looking for. So you can, and even that paper has
Okay.
really brilliant points about my topic there, but it was not able to pinpoint or get that. Instead of that, it was creating a simple summary out of that. Creating summary is fine, but it was not pinpoint. Second point is, for literature review, you use the lit map there. Get the papers, understand how papers are connected to each other, but you have to ultimately read the paper by itself. You have to write the review by itself only, by yourself only. You cannot rely on
Absolutely, ma'am.
now. You cannot do that. It will
If I'm using LitMap, Research Rabbit. At the same time, I'm more with the Mendeley also.
We have to.
I do comparison. When I look the paper in the Mendeley. At the same time, I look into the LitMap globally how the paper is connected. But still, I got a doubt when you highlighted that literature review. Of course, as you said, the summary, what it ultimately in the ChatGPT it gives, it may not be something may not be accepted. That I have to read and understand what main points are connected to my topic or what the title is. But only thing to confirm from your side whether we should use or we should not use take the support of this AI to the literature review.
Of course, take the support. Exactly, that's my point. Is take the support, take the guidance of it. Okay, take the guidance of it, take the support of it, but do not rely properly. So, what approach that you are having right now, Jay, is absolutely accurate. But right now, don't rely absolutely on ChatGPT for writing it down. You get that there, then you take that whole writing, you integrate your own topics into it, then you take it to the another AI, for example, Quillbot or to the Jasper to write it for you in a proper format or with proper everything. So that you can do. So you take only the guidance and the
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Sorry, at last I disturbed you.
Yeah.
No worries. All the best for your
Ma'am,
writing.
some of the participants were asking for the PPT or some resource material. If you can share
I
with
will
us.
email it to you.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Then we can share with them.
Yes.
Let me just,
Sure.
ma'am, formally thank you. On behalf of St. Francis Institute of Management and Research, I want to express our sincere gratitude for your time and efforts in delivering such an insightful session. Your expertise and engaging delivery truly made an impact, providing us with valuable knowledge and inspiration. The session was not only informative but also thought-provoking, and we greatly appreciate the real-world examples and practical takeaways you shared. Once again, thank you for your contribution and for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Means a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, same here, ma'am.
So
Participants, we
I
have
should leave
shared-
out of the session.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you,
Great.
ma'am.
Thank you very much.
We have shared the feedback form in the chat. You all can please fill. And also, once again, I request everyone to kindly check your certificate details in the Google Sheet, which we have mailed to all of you all. We will be shortly stopping the editing rights for those. Further, yes, as we are doing it religiously, yesterday we have shared the recording with all the participants. Same we will be doing
Latika
it
ma'am.
again with all of you all. Yes.
Latika ma'am, yesterday feedback form is not filled by me. So
Sir,
can you please
yesterday we have
provide me?
already shared in the chat. We cannot share yesterday's feedback link today, sir. Sorry for that.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
fill, sir, today's
Okay.
feedback form. I have shared it again in
Yeah.
the
Okay.
chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
Any concerns, or we can call off for the second day?
Thank you, ma'am. It's very wonderful session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Means a lot, sir, for us. Your valuable suggestions will help us to improve as the days pass on.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, thank you very much for the great